dialed in
to Bucks and Brews, you might hear something
you can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use
smarts of these stuff.
because they know the brews.
And they know the Bucks, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, because shit's not funny.
And save yourself some
Beer money. Bucks
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks
Bucks
and brews.
brews.
Bucks and Brews.
Welcome back. Maybe. While it sits here and fucking connects. We might die in this amount of time. Welcome back to Bucks and Brews. That took way too fucking long to connect. Nick.
David.
3 weeks in a row.
Holy shit balls.
We actually we're getting on kind of a schedule again.
It's funny, I almost bailed tonight.
You almost bailed last week.
Wow, it's 2 nights in a row. Yeah.
2 weeks in a row.
Whatever I said. To these people that are listening, it's just nights. I was gonna go do some work for a friend of mine who's missing some employees, and I asked Courtney if I could, and she's like, "Don't you have a podcast?" And I was like, "Oh crap, I don't like those guys."
Spend enough time together, your cycle's getting set. And then
That's kind of it.
Our cycles have been in sync for a long time now.
So David, before we get to these yahoos, Jesus, what are you drinking?
So I have from Revolution Brewing a collaboration they did with Garrett's Popcorn, a caramel crisp caramel popcorn ale, which I absolutely love. It's a creme brulee like sweetness, freshly salted finish. After that, I got a couple hard Mountain Dews, the Live Wire and watermelon.
The watermelon sucks.
I love the watermelon.
I know,
You like the Live Wire.
I do. It's not bad.
What do you have?
From our great sponsor of Grand Rapids Brewing, I have the Flanders, aged since June of 2015. It's a sour ale. Aromas of cherries, red licorice, toffee, and caramel. So we'll see. I think we've had it. I'm gonna find out again. And introduce our guest that we have tonight.
So first off, returning for the first time in a couple of years, the great Jack Razor, who sent me a message a week or two ago and said, "When are you fuckers gonna have me on again?"
I said you're too much of a coward to have.
Oh, that's what it was. And I'm like, Jack Razor always has an open invitation to come on Bucks and Brews. So here he is. And then while I was giving him shit about giving me shit, I was talking to my good friend Roger Scholz down here, and I said, "Hey, I'd like to have you both on. I'd like to talk to a couple independent artists about, the struggles of the independent artist." And Roger goes, "I think we should do a drink and draw." So
Oh, this is your fault.
it is.
Yeah,
I didn't
100%.
know about the alcoholism.
So we're doing the drink and draw tonight, everybody. So Nick and I both posted. If you got ideas for themes for these guys to draw, that's something we can work on. I think we're going to take some of the artwork and raffle it off at the Pride event at Break Room Therapy on June 30th. Proceeds going to the Trevor Project. Nick and I always love to support charity. Jack,
You boys better draw some of the greatest stuff you've ever had. Like,
Disclaimer: this is probably going to be some of my worst work, but I'll try.
we're okay with this as long as you drink that much to where we can.
As long as your heart's in it.
Jack, what are you drinking?
This is from Two Guys Brewing. It's called Boob Sweat.
Yeah.
Apparently named after some band I don't care about. Because every time I buy it at Rishi's, the guy that works there is like, "That's my fucking band. It's named after my band." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then I have
These chicks don't even
Shout out
know
to
the
Rishi's.
name of my band.
yeah, and then
Where do you live?
huh?
You live in Grand Rapids? Do you live by Rishi's or do you live?
He's not far from Rishi's.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because we're not far from Two Guys currently, so you could have just went
Oh.
there and fucking got
No, I just
right out there.
whenever I want to drink a bunch of shit, I just go there and
It's-
just make a little.
Gotcha.
Way closer to Rishi's than he is Two Guys.
Oh, okay.
Where's Two Guys?
Well,
Burton
right
and
here.
Byron
Burton
Center Ave.
I've never been there.
Yes.
And then I have Appalocalypse. I guess is it the Brewing Project? Is that the name of the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. And it's a ghost.
Goes to style ale with apple, vanilla, granola, sea salt, and cinnamon. I just really like the artwork.
Say shout out to the artist.
It is good too. So
The eye candy would correct you.
Yeah,
Goza.
I don't care.
I'm just
It's
telling.
also a Porsche, not a Porsche.
I'm just telling you.
Do I look foreign?
Yes.
Say sorry.
And seeing that, I've got the Philanthropist, which, as far as I'm concerned, is pronounced the full-on rapist.
Full on.
And, I don't know, you gave it to me, that's where I got it. I got it from right here.
That's you're
it's-
welcome.
Yeah, you know, talk that one up. I
Uh,
shit about it.
Let's say it's that's actually
That's
so
a
it's
barley.
barley wine aged. We had it within the past couple weeks. This is a 12.5%, so you can drink the whole bottle, get yourself a nice little messed up, and
Good thing I gave blood today.
yeah, so give blood, get cookies, folks. That's how it works around here. All right, you give blood and you get diabetes. So yeah, it's just an aged barley wine, really high alcohol content. So I think you're gonna absolutely love it. So, all right, boys. Tell us, just because I want to make fun of you guys, tell us what you're drawing on and why you're choosing this. Because again, I know nothing about art. If I did it, I would. I told you I have a whiteboard behind me, and that's how my stick figure would go up.
Hey
So,
man, that's art too.
you know,
I mean, it's bad art, but it's art.
I think we talked about
Art
it. Like
can be art.
my art.
Shit sandwich is still a sandwich.
You know,
Wise words from Jack Razor.
people will call anything art, right? Like
Yeah.
we can throw all the stuff into a trash can and light it on fire, and somebody will call it symbolism and,
And,
art. And I'm
if
just like,
it's,
this
if it's
is
really bad art, we just call it folk art and get away with it. That's really anything.
That's right.
just like,
Yeah,
See?
I soldered a couple of propane tanks in my front yard. That's folk art.
mhm, mhm.
Yep.
You're teaching your kid how to do something. So, I say I'm gonna keep. Don't mind me. I'm gonna keep trying to figure out if people are giving us suggestions at some point. So,
Well, I'll start off. I'm real old school. I start in pencil on 100-pound uncoated stock, just paper.
uncoated. So there's
So
it
it's
is something I
smooth.
don't
It's-
know.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
there's no coating on it. It's not glossy. It's just smooth stock.
Okay,
Um,
is it different than printer paper?
yes,
Okay,
it's
so-
thicker, nicer.
No shit.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, good.
Yeah. Here we go, folks.
Hand it up.
Oh wow, this is this
You
card
smell
it's
it.
card stock.
It's
Smell it.
hard stock. Yeah.
Smells like cardboard. Imagine that. All right. Okay. So yeah.
Smell this.
Oh, you know my mom too, huh? Say, son of a bitch.
Ring, ring.
Um,
Glad I'm here.
Jeez, hey, right in the middle, buddy. Don't worry, son. It'll be just fine. So, and
You
Jack, what
should
are
be
you,
used to this by now, Jack. You spent enough time with us.
Jack, what are you drawing on?
So I used to do paper. I actually used to do it exactly the same way he does, but I don't know. My hand shakes really bad when I draw, and I'm just like losing my mind trying to like improve my artwork. And then I don't know. I just randomly picked up an iPad one day, and it just clicked. And I had been doing professional artwork and stuff before that, but just something about the tools available to me. I know you probably hate me right now.
No.
But
Hey,
basically,
I'm
well,
surrounded by tools. What are you talking about?
basically, I used to sketch on paper, ink on paper, and then scan it in and finish it on the computer. I'm basically cutting out some of those steps.
No, I did the same thing.
Yeah.
Good.
So it's not that different. It's just it starts better this time. So, and like I was just telling him, if you go through my Instagram, you could see the point literally where it's like, oh, this is when he started using the tablet because the actual bones of the artwork look better because I wasn't, forced to crumple up a piece of paper and start over. I could just erase or resize, rotate, zoom in, whatever I need to do. So that's what works for me, and that's what's been working for me. So
So while we're talking about your Instagram,
Yeah.
I have a viewer question.
okay.
Recently,
Yeah.
you started putting your artwork on a new website.
Oh, is it Cara?
OnlyFans?
Cara?
I think it was OnlyFans.
Been there.
Um,
No,
and
wasn't working on Grinder.
can we talk to
Something tells me you would be a hit on Grinder.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't think I know so.
Yeah.
Look at it. He's all excited. He's blushing now.
Um, can we talk a little bit about why you chose that platform and does it have anything to do with AI?
Yeah, and I admittedly I haven't delved too deep into it. I'm kind of bandwagoning a little bit, but yeah, recently Meta and whatever Instagram and shit have announced straight up like, hey, just so you know, we're gonna be training our AI using everything on this platform, which I think was already kind of known, or if you didn't know that, it's kind
Yeah.
of naivete, I think, but it's kind of official. So a lot of artists are flipping out. I've seen artists that have way more followers than me completely close their accounts down And Kara is like an artist focused like social media platform that's totally anti AI, which I am as well. And so I made an account and I started uploading a few things. I still really need to work on it. It's just I hate. It's funny. I owe a lot of my success to social media, but on the other hand, I kind of hate social media at the same time.
You should find somebody that's good at that shit that could help you out.
I mean, I know how to do it. I'm just
Yeah, but
lazy.
you don't want to do it.
Yeah, well,
You should find somebody that maybe needs the work. I'm plugging my daughter right now because she needs some work, and she would do it for basically nothing.
yeah. I mean, it's just
You're cheaply plugging.
yeah.
Right.
Just having to manage all, just
But she needs to
Upload
build her
all this shit.
portfolio so she could sit there and say, I helped Jack Razor move all of his shit to this other medium.
yeah,
She might be all about it.
yeah.
You mean the Jack Razor?
The Jack
Yeah.
Razor,
Okay.
yes.
Yes.
But it's and I'm not gonna leave Instagram because that would be kind of foolish. I mean, that's where my audience is. I mean, I see my stuff pop up in other places, but that's where all my followers
A
are.
lot of them are on it.
Well, see, that's kind of a fine line too. If like everyone pulls, I mean, we all hate AI. I mean, AI is taking over.
You
art
can't say
and-
we all.
Okay,
Nick loves it, but Nick does nothing creative.
but okay, but here's the point. Why the hell isn't a robot mowing my lawn?
It does.
And why is it that it's making music and drawing art instead? I want to know that.
So actually, it just shared it like last week or 2 weeks ago. I drove by my first lawn that had a Roomba for the.
No shit.
Yes,
all right.
it was fucking epic.
I mean, I'm down with
I'm
that.
not gonna lie. I stood there, or like I pulled over on the side of the road and I watched it for
That's
5 minutes.
that's
To
fine.
make patterns.
Probably.
Ooh.
I almost guarantee
hang
it
on.
can.
Anything we're like we talked a couple weeks ago about nobody wants to do the job that undocumented immigrants do.
Sure.
But if AI could do that job, people would pay for that.
Yeah.
Because they can pay less than they do to an undocumented immigrant, which again, they need jobs too. I'm fine with it.
I disagree with what you're saying, but
How much
for the most,
how much do you think you have to pay to mow your lawn?
I know I pay, let's say $42 every 2 weeks.
Okay, so how much do you
21 a
think
week.
if you had a Roomba?
So I think depending on what, so like a Roomba cost, let's call it $1,200. So now you have,
Okay.
you have parts, labor, you have things like that. Sure, with everything in technology, it's supposed to get cheaper, but we know that when we start to rely on something, that some asshole buys it up and fucks up the price. So I think it's gonna like we look at medicine, right? I mean, medicine costs nothing to fucking make, create, do things, and
I mean, you were the one sitting here talking about medicine prices are great because we have all this advancement in technology because we charge $8 million for a fucking EpiPen.
say, the idea that there's the stuff that we have, right? We have the ability to get the most medicines and things like that.
Everybody has the ability to get medicines.
No, I don't believe every country has the ability to get everything that we have.
Okay, let's go back to who discovered AIDS?
The monkeys, Africa.
The French.
The
The
green-
French figured out
What green monkey?
the AIDS virus.
Yeah. Well, and
We didn't figure out shit.
Fauci had something to do with it, and so he makes like $114.
AIDS
Uh,
or COVID.
No, AIDS, and so then I ended up leading to something that had something to do with COVID. I watched a video on it, and he's like, "Yeah,
I don't think that's accurate.
Yeah,
But okay.
it's like a part of it. Like it could be how it's."
I would say he does have a real deep career that goes back. And
It does. But
They were talking because like, hey, did you make any money off of COVID? And he's like, no. He goes, well, technically, one of my discoveries from like the AIDS thing was
because it's
used.
an epidemic virus,
Right.
it's very similar and it's progressed.
And so he's like, I might have made my normal $112 a year that I make off of this residual income. So he's like, I can't tell you no because I'm under.
You
It
know,
was like,
one of the ways they figured out the AIDS virus?
no,
It was based off of feline leukemia.
feline leukemia.
Correct.
No shit.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Things I know for no reason other than I just know shit.
That I know shit.
But to bring this back around,
Yeah.
Yes.
hate AI doing art.
Uh-huh.
Granted, I'm glad it still fucks up fingers worse than I do. But if you start pulling off if all the artists start pulling off all their art, all of a sudden you have a platform that's exclusively AI that everyone sees and falls in love with it. So I think completely abandoning a platform is doing yourself a disservice.
Well,
because you need to prove, hey, I'm better.
Well, that's kind of like where it's like, oh shit, the community I'm in is full of Nazis, and then everybody leaves, and now you've just created an entirely Nazi nation. You know,
Well, see,
so-
I kind of think of this like a small business. So, being a small business owner, I support other small businesses. So, if I'm going to go out to eat, I'm going to pick like Mitten Brewing or, 76th Street Diner, something small.
Right.
I'm not going to Applebee's. Fuck Applebee's.
yeah,
But
fuck
Yeah.
Apple, fuck
Fuck
Applebee's.
if I'm looking to
They will
support,
never be a sponsor.
fine by me, not Nick, but fine by me.
See, I had a lot of business meetings at Applebee's.
So when I'm looking to support something, I'm never going to go to the AI version to support. I'm going to go find artwork that I like from people that I like. So when I needed a logo for Bucks and Brews, I contacted Jack Razor and I'm like, hey, I know you're not doing anything for anybody because everybody sucks, but would you draw this for me? I'll pay you. And he went, yeah, that's fine. And he drew some shit and we came back with a couple changes because he drew the logo and Nick had a red and white hat on. And Nick goes, I hate Ohio State. Can you make that literally
Well, I said,
any other color?
I said I can't do a red hat, and then Jack Razor's like, "Oh yeah, this whole Trump thing," and I was like, "No, I had nothing to do with that. I just hate Ohio State that fucking much, where I can't have a red and white hat."
So he made it blue. And my only change was I didn't have a hat. I just had my bald fucking head. And I went,
You're
you
gonna
add-
get a sunburn.
can you add a hat for me? And he went, yeah, I can do that. And like 2 minutes later, we have a whole new updated logo.
Yeah.
And all we're doing is heaping praise upon Jack, going, oh my God, this is the greatest fucking thing we ever saw. And he's like, yeah, it kind of sucks.
Well,
Yeah,
funny
oh,
thing
no,
is,
you're always your own worst critic.
Yeah,
Every
well,
damn time.
the funny thing is, I was planning on redrawing it one time, and then, like, before I had a chance to do it, it's like, hey, check out our new bumper stickers and keychains. And I'm like, oh,
You tattoo.
yeah, it's like, well, I guess it's kind
Well,
of.
you've had to have experienced that where like you create content, you put it out there, you put a piece of art and go, that one kind of sucks, not my favorite. And then you do something you love, you put it out there. Everyone heaps praise on the thing that you think's a piece of
That's
shit.
literally my career, isn't
Yeah,
it?
every
That's-
time. Yeah.
Yeah, that is 100%. Yes.
So I have another question
Mm.
that I want to know that you may tell me to fuck off, but either
Okay.
way. So you had a post a while ago that you got a paying gig
Yeah.
from a really tiny comic
Yeah.
company,
Yeah.
and it kind of went and you posted the artwork that you made,
yeah.
and it was I in my opinion, and I have no artistic ability, in my opinion, it was fucking awesome.
No, it's
And they came back with, we don't want your stuff because your stuff is not like everybody else's stuff. We
Well-
want this stock bullshit.
well, okay, so I don't know how familiar you guys are with like underground comics, like from the 70s.
I mean, the guy next to you might be a little more familiar because he sometimes works at a comic book store.
Crumb and
I
shit.
know a thing or two.
Fucking totally into this underground comic book
Just-
trading stuff, dude. Like,
Nick knows
it is
nothing.
what I jerk it to on Tuesday nights.
So there's this comic book character.
While you're here,
There's
It's,
this comic
it's
book
called, it's
character.
called the R Crumb Rub.
So there's this comic book character named Cherry Pop Tart, and she's kind of a very sexualized, very kind of like stag, something you'd see in between Sticky Pages and Playboy. Yeah, funny, sexy comic book character. Kind of looks like an Archie character. Kind of that Dan DeCarlo style of art style, which I also rip off. And she's not really around that very much anymore, but the torch is still kind of being lit for Cherry, and they kind of like print. I don't know if they print back issues, reprints, or whatever. I don't know. I'm not into it anymore. But there's this kind of small comic shop, and fucking, I'm gonna name them.
Yeah, do it. Call them out.
Called Discordia, and really small, and they do these crowdsource runs for new covers. Hey, exclusive cover from this artist, blah 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 blah. And they asked me a while back, they were doing like a Cherry retrospective book, asked me to write a passage, and so I had a little bit of communication with them. I didn't write I forgot. And one day they just said, hey, you want to do a cover? I said, yeah, of course, man, that'd be awesome. That'd be super cool. That's a cool thing to put in your resume. And I was just like, yeah, got any ideas? And they just said, well, yeah, make it sci-fi themed, and make her topless. because it's one of those exclusive covers that, you know. So, oh yeah, okay, cool.
Oh, it's stuff you'd like to do.
Yeah, because I already do pinups, and
Yeah.
like I said, I'm ripping off Dan DiCarlo and all that shit. So, and I didn't bother. Learn from my example. Don't do this. I didn't ask them how much they were gonna pay me. I didn't do any of that shit. I just said, yeah, of course, because this is, I don't know, it's a well-known brand. It's it's an established company. I'm like, well, whatever, they'll be good for it. And they weren't. So, so I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm getting all jazzed, and I'm like, oh well, I like Barbarella a lot, so I started drawing like a tribute to Barbarella, and I
Good
sent
call,
them,
good call.
yeah, and I sent them the sketch, which I have.
Please show it.
I said, here you go. Here's the sketch based on the famous Barbarella poster. Rough sketch. And they said, that looks amazing. Let's go with it. And I said, sure, yeah, okay. I said, all right, well, and I usually it takes me forever to draw shit. And I said, you know what, I'll have this done. I'm gonna work on this real quick. So a few days later, which is crazy for me, I said, here's the inked version. I haven't colored it just so you can confirm. I added a bunch of details. Just want to make sure you're cool with it. You know, nice, clean, detailed artwork. And they said, that's amazing. We love it.
I do.
And this was on a Friday. And usually it takes me like, I'm not kidding. I'm like the slowest. Like, I hate doing commission. It takes me forever. I spent the weekend working on it, which I never do. I usually do it.
I would say the rule of thumb for an artist is if you got 3 weeks for a commission, you do it in the last 2 days.
That's exactly what I do every
That's the rule of thumb.
Yeah.
I've done it for you,
You know,
and that's the way it goes. It's yep.
Can I interject here, Nate or Jack? Sorry,
Mm.
fucked it up again.
whatever.
So I bought a comic book cover of the Flash,
Mm.
and I went to Roger. Hey, could you draw Jesse Quick on this for me? Maybe with color frost. He's like, yeah, I can totally do that. And like 3 years later, he goes, hey, I still have that cover. Did you want me to do this? And I'm like,
Well, you didn't give me a time.
I didn't. I'm like, whenever you're free. And I'm like, yeah, I'd love it if you still did that. He's like, yeah, I can do that. And a couple months later, I had it. And it was fucking phenomenal. My kid loved it.
I've done the same thing. I'll be sitting there and I'll go, okay, yeah, because like it's hard for me to draw something that I don't give a shit
Mhm.
about. You know what I mean?
Well, and there was also a casualness of friends.
Yes.
It was like, oh, yeah, I'll get
There's
to
that too. Yeah,
I'll get
they
to it.
won't mind if
Yeah.
it's But like, yeah, there's that, and then there's like, I have to really give a shit about it to care.
Yeah.
And that's probably why I turned this around so fast, because this was right up my alley. So I worked on it that weekend, which I never do. I usually do it when I shouldn't be at work.
Mhm.
And
Nobody said that. Nobody heard that.
so I sent them, this was the completed cover.
Which looks
I
awesome.
think that looks
Great.
pretty good.
Yep.
And
Using halftone coloring in there. Awesome.
yeah, I wanted to make it look legit. And they just go, yeah, no, not for us. Sorry, we don't want it. And I'm like, wait a minute. Okay. You told me the sketch was good. You told me the inked was good. Why all of a sudden now? What's going on? I don't understand. And I'm like, so I'm looking through, and they're like, no, it's not sexy enough. And I'm like, okay, regardless of whether or not it's sexy enough, you told me you liked the sketch, and so, you know, and I'm like, I looked through the covers they had done, and I'm like, are these covers that, you know, these are the ones you showed me as examples of what to do. I said, are these acceptable? And they said, well, potentially those are acceptable. I'm like, oh my fucking God, are you kidding me right now? And I'm like, oh. So I just posted it. I'm like, well, here's a commission. I kind of got screwed over on it, but whatever.
Was there anything in writing?
No,
Did
never
they-
in
did they-
contract.
was there any exchange of money?
Nope.
It is
nothing.
all yours. Do
Yep.
whatever the fuck you want.
Yep. So and I posted and I said, here's a commission. Kind of got screwed over on it, but you know what? That's cool. It's good design.
That's weird that you actually said it's a good design. I've never heard you.
Yeah.
I've never once heard you say positive things about anything.
No, literally everything he draws for us, he's like, this sucks.
Dude, my favorite is like somebody talking trash about our logo, and it's the only guy who drew it, and it like just pisses me off.
He's
So
the only one that
like,
talks trash about our logo.
like, everybody else thinks it's the coolest thing ever.
Literally. So we had a guy on last week. He's like, you guys have a cool logo. And we're like, yeah, we know.
Guy we don't even know. Like, we're not friends. Like,
Yeah, he doesn't know us.
yeah, he's like, you got some pretty cool logo. We're like, we're gonna have the guy on next week about it.
I do like the bubbles in the. But anyway, so I posted the artwork, and that's what I said. I just said, "Here's a commission." I kind of got screwed on it, whatever. I didn't name them. I didn't say who it was. I didn't even
You were
say.
very professional.
Yeah, I didn't even say it was for charity. I just said, "Here's a commission." I didn't. I did say, to be fair, I did say, if anybody comes asking you to draw a certain blonde comic book character, tell them to kick rocks. That's, but that could be anybody. So, and then they started like hammering me with these DMs, like, "You fucking piece of shit." You're
Oh, no shit.
Oh, the greatest thing I saw was all of a sudden the DMs got fucking posted, and I was all about reading every
Yeah.
fucking one of
And
them.
they're like, you're destroying the legacy, and you're shitting on our company, and it's
Literally, they brought up a name, and I'm like,
You
I've never heard of
I
that
never
fucking
named
person.
them. I never. Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate the followers dick measuring shit with social media. But to be fair, they had like 300 followers. I got like over 30,000. So me saying they suck, I can understand would be a problem for them because they don't have any followers, and I have a decent amount of eyes. The problem is here though, I didn't fucking name them, so I don't know why they care. So
Well, they care because they did the wrong fucking
Yeah,
thing, and now
and-
they look like dickheads.
And I was very courteous. I said, "Look, I was professional. I didn't name your company. I didn't say anything about you. I did work for you. You approved it. Then you changed your mind. It sucks for me. It sucks for you. It sucks for everybody. But you know what? I post the artwork. I consider it done. We don't have to, I wish you luck, blah, blah, blah." And it didn't stop. They come back. You're such a piece of shit. And
So clearly they were not a professional entity to begin with.
No.
Not at all.
I was the opposite of that. I was a dick.
Yeah.
A few years ago, I had done a piece called The Breakfast Club, which was the Breakfast Club poster, but it was just the monster cereals.
Hmm.
And I scrutinized. They're like, okay, that character is fitting of this character. That one's that one. There was another company, which I won't name and didn't name, who also came out with a shirt that year. I just posted the two back next to each other and go, who wore it better?
Yeah.
They came at me and go, "Hey, we got licensing to do that. Do you? We sell this many units." I go, "I was just posting the question.
Yeah, yeah.
You just name dropped yourself." So
Right.
And that's what I told him. I said, "Look, this wasn't a problem until you made it a problem." And I said, "You know what? Fuck off. I'm going to fucking post all this shit." So people were asking me in the comments, like, "Who is it? Who is it?" And first couple comments, I'm like, I'd rather not go there.
I won't tell you, but I'll let them.
Yeah. So then after a while, I was like, you know what? Fuck these people. Fuck them. And I posted their DMs and my stories. And I said, these people are fucking unhinged. Don't fucking deal with these idiots. Don't even, so, but I mean, that's the thing is like, honestly, at first it really fucked me up and I got really upset that night. And I was like, it like ruined my day. Cause I mean, even though, it's like, nobody wants to have that shit happen to them. But then I thought, you know what? These guys are like nobodies. They're doing like print runs of like 100 of these comics, and it's probably the same 100 idiots every time buying the fucking things. Who gives a flying fuck? Like I said, they have such a small reach that even if I did a cover for them, nobody's gonna fucking see it. Who cares?
Right.
So I'm like, whatever. I don't care. So
Which brings us back around. Don't get off all the platforms because that reach is important. And Dave, you were saying you would support a local independent business.
100%.
90% of the population are a bunch of sheep.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, the more eyes you can get on compared to AI, the better.
yeah, there's so many accounts on social media, just AI images, and you Google now for reference images and it's just all AI.
Oh man.
All of it.
So you can say it's changing your guys' world. So what I want to figure out is you're drawing on stock and you were drawing. Okay, paper. Great. We'll call it that. I don't fucking know what these words are. I want to sound like I knew what the fuck I was talking about for 2 seconds. You're drawing on paper and you're drawing on a tablet. So I know like when you go to sell, right? So like yours, that one that you are going to draw for us tonight, will sell for, let's just call it like $100. And then your copies that like you photocopy will sell for a quarter of the price. So how does that work with yours? Because you don't technically have a first draft thing or
Like an original.
Yeah, there you go.
Tangible original.
Yeah, yeah. So like, has that changed? Like, granted, I know you always bitch when you throw us your stuff for us to sell for you. Like,
Which I want to bring that up for a second. We have a Pride event here on the 30th, and even if you want a booth to sell your artwork, I am happy to hook that shit up.
Oh, that's so that's an
Because
idea.
It says pride, like my depraved horror art.
I mean, I do have a very prideful sticker downstairs that the great Roger drew.
I did do that pride line, yeah.
And I have had probably as many comments on that sticker as I have any of the many other stickers we have here.
Oh yeah, by the way, listeners, I'm Roger Schultz, Wicked Illustration.
I mean, we said that at the beginning, but
Yeah, wait, Roger's already drunk.
Anyway.
Remember we talked about when we were drinking and how we introduced each other, Roger? Way to go. Let's
No, I'm just name dropping myself as much as I can. No.
do it as many times as you want.
No, I sell prints of my artwork.
Okay, you never sell the originals.
No, because it's on here now.
But like your old stuff, I guess. So
I do have folders of old sketches that no one would ever want.
until you're dead.
Saying no one would ever
When
want
you're
that.
dead.
Again, that's another artist thing. I've got folders and folders of sketches.
just like
and
pencil sketches and
pieces,
shit.
and even the originals that I have in the years made prints of. But it's the original. But that's mine. It's hard to get rid of.
Yeah.
They're babies. You can't just.
Right.
Well,
right.
Some kids you can get rid of, but not all.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't get rid of my kid.
I wouldn't get rid of yours.
I like your
either.
kid too.
Yeah,
your kid's
my
pretty
kid's
good.
stuck around for a long time.
Yeah.
My next kid, on the other hand,
She's great. I love her.
35 cents. I'm out.
Yeah, I sell prints and I don't make a ton of it, but I don't want to make, I don't want to make them super expensive or anything. I remember being a poor kid and I see cool shit and I'm like, oh, I wish I could afford that. So I cheap them really, or
See,
I
I-
price them really cheap. And
I got shamed at the Grand Rapids Comic Con on the road, the Kalamazoo Comic Con now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I was in between a top tier Marvel writer and a top tier artist who is the artist for The Mandalorian.
Okay.
And I got shamed because, your prints are too cheap.
Oh.
And it was like, I got browbeat to like, yeah, I should probably raise my prices because, and the analogy was, there's two restaurants on the corner and they have the exact same meat, the exact same suppliers. One sells their hamburgers for $1, one sells their hamburgers for $5.
Yeah.
Which one do you think's the better hamburger?
Five.
Mhm. Yeah. No, yeah, I get
Which one are you buying?
Me, I'm always going to the dollar one unless my wife's with me.
Some-
Well, you can buy 5 of those.
You understand? Like, I have no problem with this.
The perception is a lot.
Oh
of
my
the industry.
fucking god! I know.
But again-
Off topic. I for Father's Day got to pick my dinner or whatever, and I chose Five Guys burgers and fries. My wife and I ate, and it was I got a burger, she got a burger. I got a normal size fry, she got a mini fry, and she got a drink. My fucking bill for the two of us was $40 fucking dollars.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Like $39.90 something.
You
Like,
could have found a better burger
dude, I could have fucking gone anywhere else
and got a better
got
burger.
better food, gotten anything.
Yeah.
Like, holy, and I'm fat. Everybody knows this, right? I didn't walk out of there like I walked out of fucking B-dubs yesterday after my 5,000 wings, right? Like, I still was like,
they see him come in, they're like,
right? Like, I could have still went and got dessert last night.
Is the
Okay?
semi still here?
Right. No, they were talking about it. I actually wings I can do. I don't know. I didn't have too many. But like they were talking, like one guy came in there and apparently had like 70 something wings, and I was like, God damn, dude! Like somebody else had like 50, and I was like, I'll do like the buy one get one and have like the 20. It gets like 24, and like now if I have to, if it's like a challenge, I could probably see myself getting 30. Hot dogs on the other hand, oh fuck, I can tear those bad boys up. But like wings, for some reason, I think it's because of the gas shit that's going on with me
Yeah.
and all that. Like I think the hot starts to fuck with me like too quickly. Because I had 4 wings last night that were honey barbecue and it just killed me. So anyway, that being said, but like yeah,
So I know because I've talked to Roger about this before. I've said to him, I'm like, dude, you're selling prints for like $5.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I make money on that. Because
who's selling $5?
$5.
See, browbeat.
Okay.
at
Okay.
at the con,
But yeah,
at the con,
no,
he's
no, but
selling.
I also work in the print industry, and I just can make my prints.
No, I get it.
And it's like,
Somebody else also works in the print industry and does not make his prints.
Yeah, but I say one of them does paper and one of them doesn't.
So again, I went to
But it's
C2E2.
still a print. It's still a printed out copy
And-
of the artwork.
I'm looking at some of the artwork at C2E2. Stuff that I would have bought in the past that was like $10 a piece or 3 for 25. and it's now $25 a piece or 2 for 45. And I'm like,
expensive.
man, these went up in price. You're still at $5. You
Well, then-
definitely
no,
should be going up.
I've gotten browbeat. I'm
Okay.
up to 10.
I mean, I'm not trying to browbeat you. I'm just saying.
10 or 3 for 20.
Perfect. 3 for 20. See, like, I don't know. I was gonna buy my first one and it was a really, it was fun. I was like, yeah, I guess I can do this. And I was like, I wanted like $40 for a fucking print. And I was like, I'll never pay $40 for art, right? Like, it's just not who I am,
For
right?
less than that, I couldn't have given you 3.
Right. That's like if you had 3 things and like honestly, I don't know, there's some like I bought art last year, not this past year, but the year before, right? For the first take your thumb, push it down.
Yeah, I can't do that. Fuck
Let's say.
My tooth works.
But like, and then the guy had some fun cards or something, and so I bought those because I always like to have gifts that tell my friends to go fuck themselves, and so I buy cards that somebody drew on, and there you go. So,
Now, I mean, granted, I've upped my prices, so I can't use my favorite thing that I say. And no shit, this
I know it
fucking
is.
works.
Yeah.
Prints are 5, but I'm running a special 2 for 10. And people go, oh, no shit. And we'll buy 2.
Yep.
always that's a. Oh, I was buying.
People love a deal.
I was buying fireworks down in Indiana. A friend of mine imports them.
And they weren't real good because I see you've got 10 fingers.
Oh no, these are fantastic. I
Missing the tip of his dick though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a good launch spot for a bottle rocket.
My bad.
Nick was like, if I can put it up my ass and shoot it out of there, it's good to go.
I wish I would have taken a photo.
The Johnny Lightning urethra stick.
Ah, you boys. So I look at him and I was like, hey, you have to raise the price on these. And he's like, yeah, I know I do. And I was like, nope, take another look. And he's like, that's $5. And I was like, and how much for the 4-pack? And he's like, 25. And I was like, all right, I'll wait. And then all of a sudden it hits him. He goes, oh yeah, I could just buy 4 singles for 20 or a 4 for 25. I was like, there you go, buddy.
Yep.
I was like, way to fucking go. So, but no, he imports. He does the importing and stuff like that, and so we make the drive to Indiana. And let's just put, we spent $4,700 on fireworks, and I'll tell you, it was well worth what we go and get, right? So, I mean, we've talked about some importing stuff and
Oh, yeah.
things like that, but
You like to import.
I love importing, right? So I still got to get a hold of him and figure out how to do that, but all right,
All right, so I've got a question.
yeah, please.
Where do you sell? Where do you have that one-on-one contact with your artists?
Right now it's just Etsy.
Okay.
It's and God, the fees are killer, but it's for me, it's like literally, honestly, like beer money. It's not. This isn't like selling prints is. I don't consider that like my main source of income or like a major part of my career. It's just I just have them there. Occasionally, I have to put one in a tube, and then at the end of the month, they send me $100. Like that's.
I'm just gonna preach.
Yeah, no, go
You-
ahead.
You need to get out there and have a physical interaction.
No, I know. No, I-
Even if it's an art fair or a mini Comic-Con or a full-blown
Yeah,
con,
one
because
of
that
these days I
interaction
do
with a
plan to do
person
that.
is fucking gold.
Yeah.
And it can be life-changing sometimes. It
Yeah,
is awesome.
one of these days I plan to do that. I just like every time I go like, okay, am I ready to do that? I go, well, I don't have enough prints, and like I just switched like vendors. That's a little cheaper, so maybe I will soon. But like, I just like,
I want to get your entrepreneurial spirit up more.
Yeah. So
See, David
I-
has.
hang on, I'm jumping in here. So I had a talk with a mutual friend the other day, and he's like, I wish Jack would just like get a fucking booth at Grand Rapids, and I would even help him. And I
I'll
would
do
go
that someday.
I would go sell his shit for him because he would kill it. So this fucking guy will hop on Facebook and go, hey, tell me what to draw. And people will put stuff, and 3 minutes later, it's fucking drawn. So like Christy asked him one time, hey, can you draw Wednesday? And he's like, yeah, I can do that. And like 2 minutes later, here's a whole fucking Wednesday, and he sends it to her, and she's like, oh my God, I love that. One day he puts shit up, and I put like 4 suggestions, and he drew Pete Venkman. And it was
Oh, yeah.
so fucking good. I have a picture of it.
I want you to draw us 4
I don't want
in the Cheers setting
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, who's Norm?
all fucking day.
Who does that make me? I don't want to be Cliff.
Ooh, I want to
Cliff.
be Christy Alley.
I'll be
Drop my
coach.
shit.
Coach, goddamn
I can see you as a coach. Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, all right, so get to draw.
I do like that.
Oh God. All right,
Well,
fine.
okay,
Let's
I'm
go.
gonna let you guys know because you're not, the traditional artist in the group.
No, no, don't say traditional. You can just say not the artist. You know,
Good, Peter Venkman.
Oh,
Yep.
nice. All right.
He goes,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 5-minute sketch. It's not.
That's still fucking cool.
Hold on.
Yeah,
So-
I'm gonna let you guys know.
These
You've done
guys-
drink and draws before.
I technically, I guess I've gotten drunk
I-
and drawn. Before.
I've done drink and draws a lot. Not a lot of drawing happens.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah,
just
yeah,
white
I mean,
minds getting together, bullshit.
If we can do a picture or two that way I can raffle them off, I'll be happy. If we don't, I'll
No.
just,
Coming from the perspective that we always do, we'll
Yeah.
get back to you in about a week.
there you go.
Yeah. No, but like you said, I'll do a booth at some time. It's just, I want more. I don't have a lot of prints right now. I have this very small selection. Then it's like the overhead is a little much where I don't order a lot at a time.
I mean, I get that.
and it's like, it's just,
And there are local sources.
I'm
well, if I knew some,
right.
then maybe,
God, I think I love this thing. Real quick. Let me
I
see
got
here.
a new best friend.
eh.
I'm doing a drink and draw right now. Just looks like lines. Just
I think
my I
And people message me constantly,
Yeah, look-
hey, when's this coming back? When are you selling this again? And I'm just like, I don't know.
What the hell did I buy
Seriously,
from
it
you?
is that fire under your ass that same thing. I
Yeah.
entered some art at a horror convention and ran into two guys who are now close friends who are artist vendors. And they said, just why aren't you just doing this?
Yeah.
And then you start thinking, well, yeah, I don't have any inventory. Well, yeah, that's what you do before you do it. You build up and you
Yeah.
come with a handful.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever done a wine and canvas night?
No, no.
Okay. Is it something you would ever do as an artist? Could
I would
Sure.
I would insult the integrity of such an event. Because of the draw the sunflower, and my sunflower would have a dick coming out, horns, and it would
Yeah.
be demonic of some sort. And like all the other live, laugh, love Karens in the room would just lose their shit.
Oh my God.
Is
What
he-
is he doing? What is that? Yeah.
Nailed it.
No, I mean,
Say.
it depends. Like he said, like I'm kind of like what I get what he's saying, like if,
And-
the vibe of it, I guess. If it's like
Sure.
kind of cool, maybe.
Well, I say like, I mean, if you're gonna have met your spouse, I don't know if you have one.
The leading cause of divorce is marriage, so I avoided that
Oh.
Yeah.
train wreck
Oh,
all
good for
along.
you.
And,
Like, I mean, it's something like my wife she's done like 4 of them, and she always comes home and they look fun. She's never once fucking invited my fucking drunk ass, but
Could you imagine you and me at one of those?
well, that's what like
We'd have so much
it's
fun.
funny. He's
Well,
talking,
like,
he's
I-
talking about his sunflower having a veiny dick and like horns, and I was like, you don't think mine would? Like, I would screw around this entire time, and they'd be like, sir, we're gonna have you go into child's pose, sit over here in the corner, be like, just stop.
Like
Um,
that is, I mean, I'm not saying I would never do it. It might be fun. I don't know. I've
Sure.
never been to it, but like it's the literal concept of it is for people that can't or don't do what we do.
I mean, really,
So,
that
I
is.
It almost like-
and then being put into a box.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's like colored by numbers, kind of. It's like
Oh, I agree.
I'm not saying I would never do it. I'm not trying to be an elitist. I'm just saying like I don't know that we belong.
So let me ask this.
Okay, good point.
Who here has watched Parks and Rec?
Absolutely.
All of us.
Love Parks and Rec.
Mhm.
So Andy took a class on how to play the guitar.
Mhm.
Kind of the same deal. He walked in there, he asked a couple basic questions, then he just fucking played the guitar, and he's like, "I've been a rock star the whole time." That's what I think of if
Yeah.
you were doing
Well, see, that's
wine and canvas.
I think about that all the time. It's like, oh, you should teach this. Okay, from an artist standpoint, this is me teaching you how to draw. Okay, a face. Start with an oval, bisect it. Now draw a fucking
Finish the
face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how to do
I
it.
did have a kind of similar
Right.
experience when I was younger.
Okay.
So I had some weird shit going on when I was a kid and psychiatry off all these different things. And they were like, hey, he's a really talented artist. Put him in the Flint Art Advanced Artists program for kids, for gifted kids or whatever. I'm not bragging.
Especially to say,
No, I'm not trying to brag. It was shitty. So they put me in that
It was
class. Yeah, true. And they put me in that class and the artist was super cool. And it's like, a lot of the other kids were just like rich kids that like could doodle and got put in there, and I'm
Because
like,
they were rich kids.
yeah, and I'm like drawing like legit shit, and the teacher literally said to me, he's like, I don't know if you should be here. He's like, like I don't, whatever. So
What are we gonna do with you?
yeah, so
You're actually good at this.
so it's like, I feel like that might be kind of, it's like I don't want to follow these rules. I want to, and I don't know that I could, and I don't know that you'd appreciate it, and I don't know if all these other people would be like, why is this asshole here? Like, why did he come?
I honestly, my answer would just be to drink beer and wine. Like, right, I'm here because
And
my wife
like I
wanted
said,
to
I'm
go
not,
out.
I'm not trying. I know I sound extremely elitist right now, and I'm not. I'm trying my hardest. Yeah, I'm trying my hardest not to be, and I'm saying it might be fun. I
Sure,
might have
yeah.
fun.
Well, like,
But it is a different mindset when you are an artist.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
God,
yes.
although it would be fun as shit to go into one of those wine and canvas nights.
Yeah.
And just Jackson Pollock and just stand back and start throwing paint.
This is
Just
how I express myself.
Fucking paint at it. though, It's beautiful.
Well, it's funny because they have those. I don't know, like it's basically they have that type of a
I'll
night.
be like
It's-
break room, but for paint.
They
Yeah,
have,
there you go.
it's a
Boiler rooms.
Paint night.
Yeah.
it's black light. So my wife and I have done it.
Oh, she did invite you to something.
No, it was part of our Easter egg hunt.
Oh, okay.
And so like they had a little small setup of what you had. And the fucked up part to me is like you had to be there for, I don't remember the timing, let's say 3 to 5 minutes minimum to like fucking draw your shit or to flick your stuff and do whatever. And me, like I just want to complete the task that we have to do. So but like the idea was like fun, right? Like you throw fucking things at it.
Oh, that sounds fun.
That does
sounds
sound
fun.
like
But like at the end of the day, to me, it's not fucking art, right? You just threw stupid shit and did whatever. The people that have the paint buckets, because I watch a lot of stupid TikTok or whatever, they have the paint buckets and like they spin it and it goes around and then it covers this giant canvas. I'm like, congrats, you just had fucking
Well, that's just-
massive
it
amounts of paint.
gravitates
That's gravity made it.
The whole impression era, you missed all that,
I
right?
missed, dude.
I'll defend Jackson Pollock, but spinning a paint bucket is
Like,
not.
Yeah.
And then
it is a spirograph with gravity.
Yeah.
exactly.
But here's the thing. It does look cool.
Oh yeah, sure.
The
Well,
final product
so does
looks
AI.
God damn it.
So, but like, and then there's that type of a night, and then like the other thing that looks fun. It's brought up between our friends, but we're not. I'll make 2 points. So there's the draw what you see of your partner, and like right. So like you're drawing.
That
opposite-
sounds awful, just so
Right.
you know.
Well, it's hilarious because usually it's you who can fucking draw, and you have like this really good portrait, and then your spouse goes it's you with fucking crooked teeth, and you look nothing like it. But right, so like
boobs.
I will. Can you guys ever shut off your art talents?
No.
It's funny you asked that. I had a commission one time. I don't know if you've ever heard of the game Munchkin.
Yeah.
Okay. So the artwork on the cards, I'm not gonna say it's
Almost-
bad, but it's kind of like low tech artwork. It's kind of like wiggly and kind of like, and they asked me to draw, oh, we want custom Munchkin cards of our characters or whatever, D&D, I don't know. But we want it in that art style. And it's actually difficult to draw in a like art style that's less, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of hard to like,
Yeah, it always comes out looking like what you
because you're like
Would've
you're
done.
drawing this curve and it's like, well, that looks good. Oh, but it's not supposed to. So it's like, oh, shit.
So this is a perfect time to bring. I have a story. This is one of my favorite stories.
Okay.
So I wanted to try acid.
I'm so happy we had this episode.
Next time he says, I want to.
Buckle in.
So I wanted to try acid in my 50s. I don't give a shit. But because I've got friends who are fantastic artists who say they drop acid and they draw like a 5-year-old. I've also got friends who are good artists and drop acid and go, and they draw the most amazing things in a style that's unpredictable and it's just deep and amazing. I want to give this shit a shot. So in my 50s, I drop acid. My son is my trip advisor. He gets me tripping. So I do sketch cards at conventions, which is a nice, it's a trading card size.
I have a couple of those, just so you know, a Biker Scout and a Tuscan Raider.
Perfect play for some, for $10 you can buy an
Yeah.
original piece of art, but it's this big.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of those, and I figure I don't want to get into a full sheet because I'm going to, I don't know what's going to go on, so I'm going to do these little things, and it starts to hit. I only take it's my first time, so I take a half a tap, and I'm all of a sudden I'm fast. I am just cruising. I am drawing, and I'm like taking other ones and putting behind it and to continue the drawing, and I am drawing like a fucking lunatic. And I am having the time of my life. I am excited. I'm energized. I'm good. And I'm done with it. And it's finished. It's finished and it's fun. And I put it down and I look at it looks exactly like how I draw all the time.
It's like,
What the
That's the best.
and so it's hard to turn it off.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, and it's, I say that in a way because like, I asked about going out to,
Give me some. Sorry.
what do you need?
I was trying to subtly tell
You
David.
need a
to
beer?
give me
You need a
picture.
beer.
Yeah. Without interrupting you, and I
Oh, you're
failed
failing.
completely.
Yeah, here you go.
I think feeling is the phrase.
No,
Here, I'll go put a couple more in.
you're always welcome to interrupt. But like, so one thing, so I'm what you guys are in the art world. I am at bowling. Okay.
Okay.
And so I the first time my wife and I were dating ish, right? And so we're going bowling with friends. And so then like there's me who's out here wanting to try, and these people are just sitting here talking. They're not up, they're not ready, they're not doing the things. And like it just like because back then I was so committed to what I was doing. Like I never became a professional bowler, but like I bowled like I got a scholarship for college. Like I bowled
Oh,
it.
wow.
Like
Okay.
like I
Awesome.
wasn't elite at the time, I've designed and developed a bowling ball. I understand this whole thing. So,
Wow.
but like for me to, so like it took, I hated it. I hated bowling with her friends. I hated bowling with people that weren't bowling with me, right? Like that's not how this stuff goes. And
Yeah.
and so, but it took me a long time to just go, hey, we're supposed to be here for this is what normal people do for fun, right? So like if that's why it's like, hey, if I go to a wine canvas, can you just go, hey, yeah, I'm just here to fucking paint left-handed and screw around. I know I'm only here for the friendship and the camaraderie. I'm not here for making this look amazing, right? Like
Mhm.
Now,
Oh.
the funny thing, you're going to back me up on this, and I know 100% you are going to back me up on this.
Okay.
You cannot play Pictionary with a group of friends unless there's another artist in the group.
Yeah, they usually don't let me.
I love playing Pictionary. Here's the issue I have. Everything I fucking draw, Dawn goes, why'd you draw a gun? And I go, it's not a gun. That's an alligator eating a dude. And she goes, no, it's a fucking gun, dude. Why'd you draw a gun every fucking time? Doesn't matter what it was gun.
I don't know. Oh, do you guys have Venmo?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. If you have Venmo, you don't. I'll figure out how to pay
much are
you
you paying me?
$10.
For
Because you
what?
you said you do this, right? This size?
Yeah, well,
I'm fine with that. How much for that size?
It depends on what it was
Depends.
going on.
So
Yeah.
What are we drawing?
we've talked about this on the podcast before. So
Are we getting a cheers picture?
when my wife and I go out of town, we always find local artists in the street. So I say I don't, but and so we always have them draw the Grand Rapids skyline based off of, and they might need my photo and stuff like that. But I always pay people, like $10-20, whatever it might be, to draw me the Grand Rapids skyline on their size of art. And so since you guys aren't drink drawing, this is what I want. I want it commissioned, and you're on the clock to make this happen. So I'll take yours in print. And if you want, you don't have colored pencils, do you?
I do not know.
Okay, right. And you have color in yours. So we're doing it. We need something to auction off. So if you do the Grand Rapids skyline with some rainbow stuff in it,
Oh, I like that
that'll be
idea.
awesome. I will still pay you for my version if that's okay, and then I'll pay you for yours on there.
What if I drew a pinup girl and then you might see a little bit of the skyline behind?
Honestly,
I'm okay with that.
if you put the pin up. See, like my brain thinks so detailed. Like
Nate, I'm gonna
like,
tell you.
like,
Fuck, I get it again. Jack, I'm gonna tell you right now.
53 minutes.
If I did it twice though, if you draw a pinup girl with the skyline, I bet we're gonna have at least 30 or 40 people that would be like, I need that.
I have
Add anything you want to it.
I have this huge commission now, which actually is funny. This huge commission, the biggest I've ever done, honestly, was born from that shitty cherry interaction.
Oh,
Oh, I love
see?
that.
Well, because they saw that and they're like, hey,
You're welcome.
And the platform works.
Oh, hey.
What it is.
Oh, sorry. You say you have a chick right here.
yeah. See, that looks like
Uh,
something I draw.
And
It does kind of look like something you would
I
draw.
was to say, I've had a girl on a beer bottle. Amber Teas was a
Nice.
local brewed beer. Yeah.
Okay.
So, if you guys want, it'd be.
Yeah.
Well, what I
I-
was gonna was
I would say
what I
at
was
this point,
gonna
does it have
say.
to be tonight?
Yeah, we still have another hour.
All right. All right.
What I was gonna say is like the commission involves drawing backgrounds. I'm just like, oh, God. Okay, I'll do it because they're paying me so much, but I'm not good at backgrounds. I'm not good at that sort of thing.
Jack, if you just draw us a really hot check, I bet we could raffle that off for a decent
Make her in a rainbow bathing suit. I don't
Yeah,
care.
seriously.
Um,
I had said that to Roger earlier. He's like, "What's the theme?" I'm like, "Something LGBTQ related." I mean, you could draw a really hot chick with titties. You can draw a dude with a banana hammock.
That one I did a while ago. With
you could draw me in a banana
I
hammock.
did that one with the chick.
You've
And
already
she
got
had
the
like
big titties.
None of you two puked. I'm so proud of you guys. You guys are like my new best friends. I said you could draw me in a banana hammock. None of you went. So
I was thinking of that.
that's how I know you're
After
real
the
straight.
second video.
So
That one I did of the girl with the rainbow blood and shit, that would have been perfect.
yeah, so well, I mean, so yeah, because I'd love to do that. That'd be great to donate out. But yeah, so like we go to Detroit to the Tigers game, or we've been to whenever we go to baseball parks, there always seems to be people out there doing art.
Oh yeah.
And so I will pull up my phone and say, hey, I need this. And so I think
I
that's
saw
what-
no art at Wrigley yesterday. I just saw guys playing drums on
buckets, yeah, pickle buckets, and they suck. It's funny because like again,
Pretty good.
yeah, it's funny.
They're always pretty
But
good.
you don't know anything about drumming. So if you go with friends that are drummers and all that, they're just like you. They'll talk so much, be like, no, it's not even fucking talent, it's not rhythm, it's not there's nothing to it. It's just beating a drum. And it's like to us for non-trained people
Again,
here.
When you talk about bowling, when I talk about softball, we're like, yeah, that kind of. My wife's sitting there in the fucking bleachers yesterday. She's talking about softball with the people behind us. I'm not going to say bad things with the people behind us, and she's like this, and this, and I'm like, would you just shut the fuck up, please?
Yeah.
Because nothing you're talking about right now makes it sound like it's as good as it fucking is. It's so fast and it's so much better. I'm like, they don't give a shit about fucking softball. Just leave it be, because all you're gonna do is piss me off when they're like, is it really better? Yes, motherfucker, it's faster, it's better, fuck you.
So
I do have a pretty cool idea now that I was ignoring you. And
Let's
make it soon. Well, whip that fucker out.
I could start, but there's
Yeah.
no way I'm gonna finish it.
Honestly,
You don't have to finish it tonight. We got till the 30th.
as long as it's by the 30th and I don't die on the fucking surgery table, you'll get your money at that point. But
I mean, if he doesn't pay, I
You'll
will.
probably get it on the night of the 29th.
well, as long as
That's fine.
when I need it printed out,
Oh.
I don't.
So
You
I-
might.
I need it the 20.
You might have a booth, the two of you. I don't know.
Yeah,
Put
God.
together.
Yes.
Oh,
Maybe.
oh, it's a friendship booth.
I think so.
So
That's
And
fucking
then I'll
cute.
show you how it's done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Roger will be your introduction to having booths.
Because yeah, I've done that. I've done this for years.
really, let's talk about that.
It's
me,
so
smells like
funny
dick.
to the fact that I told you I took some art to a competition at a horror convention, and I had a couple of vendors go, "No, you should do this." Became close friends with these guys, and there was like a handful of us artists in the horror world, and we formed a group called the Art Carnies because we sell art and we travel from place to place doing it, and we all had T-shirts of Art Carney from the Honeymooners.
Nick's sitting over here going, "Who the fuck is that?"
No.
That's funny.
But yeah, so it started out in the horror world, which got expensive because there is no separation of artist and vendor.
Mhm.
Oh my God, those were good years.
Is
Those were
there now?
valid years.
No, I would you.
So I get how much is it to be a vendor at Comic-Con, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah,
To
I'm
be
one.
a booth vendor.
Yep.
We're talking in the upper hundreds to thousands.
So
To be an artist.
when we're
at a
talking
Comic-Con
like
is a
booth-
very different world.
Oh, I
when
thought
we're
there wasn't
talking
a-
booth vendor, we're
Horror
talking
conventions, There's not.
Oh, okay.
Horror conventions, there's no separation.
when we're talking booth vendor, we're talking like a comic book shop, like
Comic book shop.
Tardy.
Yeah,
Tardies,
because if
like
you go to Flash,
t-shirt vendors.
like you,
Yeah.
you like Flashback and
I did Flashback,
Yeah,
I
Days
did
of
Horror
the
Hound,
Dead.
Days of the Dead.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's all the same shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, they even put the fucking celebrities with the fucking booths.
They
Like,
do.
it's just all together. It's-
I did
But-
Days of the Dead. I got a picture with Jeremy Bullock and Boba Fett. It was awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
But the great thing about horror conventions is celebrities, vendors, and attendees, there's no separation.
Yeah.
You hang out and have dinner afterwards all together.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
all do every there, you're just as close as anyone else.
You would do really good at the horror shit, especially with your stuff.
Yeah, probably with a lot of it. Yeah, not all.
But-
of it.
Comic-Con, there is the artist alley, and then
Mhm.
it's a very different different rate. That's
Is it
like $300-400
Yeah.
for a 3-day weekend.
I was kind of wondering because so I had a friend that is an artist that did Comic Con, and
You have a friend?
I have an acquaintance that
Okay.
I know that happened to do Comic Con, and I mean, they post some random stuff, and so I'm just like, man, like, really, you're here, because it's like I assumed it was $1,000 or whatever it might be, but no, okay, so it's less expensive to be an artist to go there,
Right.
So
Absolutely.
oh, man, it's so funny. I don't buy art, but my daughter does. If for some reason, I want to go back to a couple things. Sorry. So
I have books of art just so you
yeah,
know.
like my daughter will buy. She'll buy people's books or things like that to read, and she doesn't really get into comic stuff. She just really we only go to get chased by the Mandalorians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to get caught by the Mandalorians and the bounty hunt.
Yeah, that's all we do. Bounty hunt and all that. Number two, you talked about like how to the artists like not being able to teach and things like that. We were there, and this last time, this guy, of course, I asked him. I was like, "Hey, how did you become an artist and stuff?" And he goes, "Look, I sat in this interview, and the guy sat me down. He goes, all right, draw me something." And, he goes, "Look, everything is a lima bean or a kidney bean." He goes, "You draw this like for cartoon stuff, and everything just starts from this." And he was teaching my daughter, right? He wasn't really teaching me, but like, and just like quickly made 3 different characters, right? He's like, "Hey, this one's Archie or whatever. This one's Spider-Man. This one's this," and everything was based off of that bean shape. And he's like, "Learn to draw this. You can draw everything else off of that." And I was like, I still can't fucking draw a bean, but it's really like it's a great start and it's a great way to get started. So
Like the Cal Arts.
yeah.
So I have this weird thing, and I don't know if it's just me, because I've never really talked about this to any other artist. I will just sit there with a blank page and just kind of let my hand go, not
Mhm.
thinking, not doing anything. And then organically something grows out of that.
What? Nothing. I just
He drew a fucking bean and then he closed his shit.
oh like yeah, I say pretty much, and then he like put and I'm just and then he just deletes it.
Yep.
Like my
Yep,
favorite
absolutely
thing.
right.
Fucking worst.
Like I'm over here like embarrassing the shit out of myself with my stupid drawing
Hang
app
on.
that I have.
I'm gonna draw shit just
Oh
to-
yeah, you're doing that. I'm putting on the beer goggles. And,
Oh boy.
I'm gonna draw exactly what you drew. That's my version. Wait, hold on.
There you go.
You got to get this.
What are we
this.
drawing?
Say it was a face.
Did you ever get any responses from one of your 5
Oh.
listeners?
I mean, I
Hey,
have some
we have,
responses.
13 listeners. Thank you, asshole. So fuck you.
and they're all fine.
Can I just take this
Just
one and put a rainbow
fine.
behind it? I sent this one to a band and they're like, neat.
Say,
Oh,
and you can if you
band
want.
art is sometimes so fun to do.
Oh, it is. If you,
What are we
did
draw-
not
What
have
are we
good
drawing?
I've had
face.
some good experiences.
I
with
do
Oh,
band.
not
I can
have
draw
any
a
good
face.
I do not have any good experience. As they know, I do not have any good experience
Yeah.
doing art for bands.
Oh.
In fact, I have
That band was.
literally stopped listening to
Hang
it
on.
because of the way
Hang on, I think I know. Can I say it?
Yeah.
Twin Temple.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck those guys. Such fucking douchebags.
didn't-
I have flown pretty close to the sun.
So yes, I have Hulk Hogan. As,
Okay.
because yeah, we always so it's one of my bowling
I could
teammates.
just draw whatever style I want, right?
Yeah, I say,
Okay.
and because we like to joke around talking about, "Hey, brother," sorry, brother, is a
When the pencil comes for you, you're gonna get
we want to change. So half of my team is all about this. So she's gonna get married. You guys would like her. She's really fun.
Yeah, you're Hulk Hogan.
Why did you draw a gun?
Damn,
100% it looks like a gun.
Don Jr. over here. They're getting married on Friday the 13th in like September, October, whatever it falls on this year. They're that type of people, but we always joke because her and her fiance bowl with us, and so we always call him brother, and so it's just funny that she's dating her brother and marrying her brother, and
Especially this far north.
oh god, yes,
Yeah.
right, and they have all their teeth, we think. But yeah, it's really great. Oh man,
I'm so excited about the Hulk Hogan I drew.
dude, I say I'm very talented at Hulk Hogan drawings because mine's just gonna say Hollywood.
Don't forget
Straight
the blonde Chinese hair and the skin of a hot dog.
There you go.
skin of a hot dog. Dude, we're not talking about the president, the ex-president of the United States. All right.
I think we have a Jack Razor fan that's trying to get on right now. Just saying that.
Jump.
What are you talking?
Oh, do we really?
We do.
What does
Uh-oh.
that even mean?
We have a fan of Jack Razor
Jack
that's trying
Razor.
to get on Twitch right now.
Jack Razor fan?
Yeah,
What's that?
somebody that
somebody
likes
that
you.
likes Jack Razor art.
And so you said our fans. So we had like 20 listeners that David just pulled up. So Jack Razor, fuck you.
That's a joke. You know
three-
I love
Your
it.
3 comments.
Can you count all those?
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 20.
Now, if you get to 420, you're golden.
Hey, someday we'll
I just want you to know it's 17.
see. I was close. And it's Tuesday night. So, all right, but so you go to these Comic Cons for
Yeah.
and you pay a price and you make your money by selling $5 prints.
Well, now $10 print.
Now $10,
No,
but
well, but yeah.
okay, there was a thought to it though, is at the time. Yeah, there's gonna be someone who's gonna go and spend all their money and they've got $10 left.
Mhm.
And I'll get 10 of that with selling them 2 prints. I was the bargain basement for the longest time. Someone's gotta be the hot now.
There was a point where when you did the
Timely
badges,
reference. But
Thank you.
when you did the badges, you had 3 prints of badges.
Yes.
And I'm like, all right, I want the one with Star Wars. And you're like, yeah, you can get the one with Star Wars. It's $5. Or you can get all 3 for $10.
Yeah.
And I went, but I don't need all 3. I want Star Wars. But I also want Optimus Prime. And you're like, well, now you're up to 2 for $10. Or you can get all 3 for $10. And I'm like, you make sense, my friend. And then I bought all 3.
And that's
Well, and the other thing too is like, it's always gonna be an even number.
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20.
That's,
Even an even number as far as currency goes.
Yeah.
around.
Because
Something- something that a bill can make.
no one in the right mind would go, it's gonna be 725.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
exact
it-
change.
nowadays it's $7.25 because you can just swipe a card, right? And you're making that extra 25 cents,
That's true.
which adds up like crazy. And that's what, like for me, like I know we're doing this con, and hey, if I'm taking,
Okay.
or sorry, the Pride
The
Festival.
Pride event, yeah.
Yep. And so it's like, hey, if I'm taking Venmo, yeah, you're gonna pay me an extra $1 or $2, whatever it might be.
I mean, for me, that's just cost of doing business.
Yeah, but say
Oh, once I got Square, life changed.
yes.
Because I don't know how many times at a con, it's like, oh, that's great. Let me run to an ATM. Ghost town, crickets, never
Yeah,
see him.
Never see him again. Yep.
But I can take it right here.
Well, I was at a flea market recently and I saw a bunch of shit there, like all these toys and stuff. And I'm like, hey man, I want to buy all this. Do you take card or do you take Venmo? Any of that? Nope. But there's an ATM down the street and I just said, bye.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that shit. Once I'm gone, I'm gone. I got other shit I want to do.
Yeah, I had a yard sale this last weekend. Oh, yeah, I'll let you go with 2
I
bucks.
love it. Say, dude, we're absolutely in love so far.
I fucking love that.
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna post it out there.
My Hulk Hogan looked like shit compared to that.
Yes, your Hulk Hogan.
He had muscles. I forgot the mustache. That's the problem.
Dude, you gotta have
How'd you forget the mustache? That's like his only feature.
Yeah,
I don't fucking
but
know.
you drew the guns.
the gun.
I
baby.
did.
Let's say
I had the muscles, so you know.
the Hollywood on the fucking bandana.
Yeah, he- Don't let him get rid of that. That's fucking
I
awesome.
feel like
Did you just get
He
rid of
just
it?
got rid of it.
I hid the layer. Did I interrupt?
I don't know what that
you? Did I
means.
interrupt you? I'm sorry.
We don't know.
No, not at all.
Um,
We're just talking about dealing with things with people and
Yeah.
companies and yeah.
all right, so you have it's amazing.
I have
all right?
I have a question. I have a question. So because you do sell prints at cons,
It's hearted, if that helps you. Sorry. If it helps you, it's hearted, which means it's love, okay, motherfucker?
Aw.
Which means, and it's amazing. So they hearted and did whatever.
And commented. Yeah.
Yes. So,
So you sell stuff at cons, Roger.
Yes.
Have you had some difficult customers?
Oh,
Because I want to hear about difficult customers, because that shit's my favorite.
I always love your stuff is really good. I could do that.
Oh God, no.
There's your stuff is great. I bet you my son could do that.
Oh.
But the one that hurt the most.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And Dave, you know this one. I love the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yes, you do.
Probably more than anybody. I
Rico
love that
Browning.
creature. And I have a creature print.
Yeah.
And I had a gentleman come up. Older gentleman. He was in the Korean War, or started in the Korean War and came through the 60s in the Navy.
Yeah.
Could not tell me enough how the creature from the Black Lagoon changed his life. That is why he became a frogman and became an underwater
Really?
That's
demolition
so
expert.
cool.
He loved, and for like 15 minutes, he told me how much the creature meant to him.
And
For $5, he walked away.
are you fucking kidding me?
It happens. It's the shit that happens. But then there's the other stuff and the stuff that you need to get on, because this is why it's important.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing the Wheaton All Night Flea Market,
Mhm.
which if anyone gets a chance, check that out.
Wheat,
It's in Wheaton, Illinois,
Illinois. Okay.
just west of Chicago.
Yep.
It's a, flea,
Jesus, even farther.
it's a flea market that starts at 4 p.m, goes till 4 a.m.
Oh, 12 hours.
It is amazing. And they have celebrity guests and it's live music, but it's a great flea market. And I was a guest there and selling monster art like I do.
4 in the afternoon until 4 in the morning instead of going for
Yeah, it's
Oh,
12
yeah,
hours.
You get
instead of going 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
yeah, you get the gambit of, you get the traditional flea marketers, then you get the fringe crowd, then you get the night owls, and you get the goths coming through. It's fantastic.
Awesome. So you draw monsters.
I draw monsters.
Sorry. Okay. So deep
I
dark
draw- I draw
omnious
horror-
monsters.
Horror
Okay.
art.
My favorite art of Rogers, because I'm this geek,
Yeah.
Godzilla.
So you-
Oh, I do a lot of
You
Godzilla.
love his Godzilla.
I do a
He
lot.
does
Of,
a lot of Godzilla.
So much.
I do a lot of
The
Godzilla.
three of us here love Godzilla.
Despite how much I love Godzilla, I don't draw him that often.
And so I was at this all night flea market, and this mom and her son came up, and they were all excited, and they were, oh, monsters, and this is great, and my son loves it, and they bought a couple prints, and walked on down. 10-15 minutes later, the mom comes back, and she goes, "Thank you. My son has a really rare disease. Like, there are like maybe 50 people on the planet at any given moment who have this disease. Doesn't have a long life. His teachers give him crap because he likes to sit and draw monsters, and that's not the norm."
Yeah.
They drove from 2 states away because they saw on the guest list there was somebody that drew monsters, and he found someone that was like him.
No.
You know what? Let's
I
just
donated-
fucking Bucks and Brews, not cry fucking hour.
I
Okay.
donated
Fuck
every
you,
piece
Jack.
I had to give
Jesus.
to any auction that they had to give away stuff, and so that's what makes it worthwhile.
So
That
honestly, that
makes
story-
up tenfold for the frogman who didn't buy a print.
that story explains why you and David are friends.
So,
Because Dave,
again-
that's the whole like. Hold on. That honestly, I commend you. Like you're an amazing human being for things like that. Like
You're a liar for saying it.
no, I mean
Thank you so much.
it's,
So
you
that-
that 25 seconds of your life you acted in kindness of somebody else. So
We talked about this because you NCS'd at
shut the fuck up. Don't tell people I did nice things.
you did nice things. You NCS'd at Lugnuts on Saturday night.
Yeah.
And after the first round of, everybody doing shit, we went back and we got a little bit to
We
eat
ate. Oh,
and
not a little,
some-
I ate.
and some water
Yes.
because we needed water. And you went, "Hey, I'm going to go. Are you good?" And I went, "Yeah, I'm good. Go find people to help."
Yeah.
So Nick went out to, NCS for people. That's fucking awesome. That is so fucking good. We need to print that. So anyways, Nick went out to help some other people NCS, and I came out a few minutes later.
Yeah.
And I found this.
Wait,
Go ahead.
NCS.
NCS is
Non-costume
non-costume support.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
So I came out a few minutes later, and I start walking around the concourse towards the front. And this little girl, 2, maybe 3, sees me, and she's interested. So I go up to her and I stick my fist out, and she freaks the fuck out, like every kid does when they see a Tuscan Raider. And I'm like, exactly. I'm like, all right, that's fine. And I reach into my card pouch and I grab a card and I hand it out. And she takes it and she walks away. And I'm like, cool. She took my card. Maybe she won't be afraid next time. Next time was 10 minutes later because I'm walking slowly because I can't see. And this little girl sees me now in a different line. Now she's my best friend.
Yeah.
And she runs right up to me and she wants to touch me and she wants to take a picture. And I'm so excited about the fact that this little kid, 2, maybe 3, wants to take a picture with me, and it literally made my fucking night. I told Nick about it. I'm like, that made my night.
It's of the hundreds of people you see in a day, it only takes one to make the difference.
Mhm.
Can you now see this picture that they drew? It's on the camera. So the question we got from one of our listeners is, I can't see what they're drawing. Show the camera. So Nick just showed Hulk Hogan over here.
It's Hello Kitty Hulk Hogan. Let's be clear about
I
this.
mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm just quick sketching.
Yeah.
But
Here we
My-
go.
my-
We got another one.
Oh shit, that's badass. All right, so yep, skeleton.
That's a
Hulk.
little hard to see. Look.
Hold it. Can you hold it out farther?
I can.
There you go. There you go. And it says Hulk up top.
Oh, I do love the skeleton. That's fucking awesome.
that's
With
what
the
I do.
Ooh, that's all right. That's badass. So, yeah, no, that's great. It's funny.
So listeners, if you have anything you would like to see these two draw, let us know and we'll
Oh.
work on that.
say Flames with a Dragon, me and you in the middle of the flames because my buddy loves me. Me on a bottle of Corona, and I told him next. I was like, no. So we're starting to get things to come in. And we're sorry because I
Somebody
checked
mentioned the
this.
creature from the Black Lagoon. Now I'm in a mood to draw monsters.
It's hello, brother.
That was
It's hello, brother.
Hang on.
It's hello, kitty. Hello, brother.
Let's go back for a minute. Creature of the Black Lagoon.
You know,
So
this
I-
is such a good beer.
it is really good. I like it. So sometimes I'm not excited about people Mark gets because, again,
Who's Mark?
Mark runs
guy?
Grand Rapids Comic Con. He's a really nice guy. I don't think he's a great businessman. And you know, we talked about this on the way over here. He got Bambi and Thumper
Yeah,
from the original Bambi,
yeah.
and this is
The voice talents. Of
this is
those
the
characters.
shit that pisses me off. So Roger goes, he missed the train with Bambi, and I'm like, what do you mean? Roger, tell the story.
So the child actor who voiced Bambi was a child actor. In Son of Frankenstein, he is the grandson of Frankenstein. He's the little boy that Karloff picks up and holds while he beats the Burgermeister with his arm that he ripped off.
God, this guy is me in like 50 years.
So
So
again,
weird.
How old do you think?
well,
he was?
motherfucker, 50 years. He's up
Wait, say
So-
we ruined the fucking night here, bro.
So when we talk about this, though, Mark had an entire
He had
thing for Karloff,
But he didn't know.
but he had no fucking idea
Yeah.
that Bambi was the kid in
Try that.
the fucking Frankenstein movie.
Yeah.
What? What?
I like that
Grant,
better than that.
I think those were separate years, but
They
still,
were separate years. They were a year apart, but
but
still,
you could still build off.
you totally could.
Yeah.
Or he could have been, you know, looking ahead and going, well, Bambi and Thumper would be great. Let's get them the same year as we're doing Boris Karloff's daughter, and she's going to do the
Sarah, who-
entire.
Can I tell you my favorite
Please.
Sarah story?
Please.
Okay. So the year it was 200th anniversary of Mary Shelley writing Frankenstein.
She
I-
was how old when she wrote that? Like 18, 19 years
Yeah.
old? Yeah, she
Yeah,
was
she
very young.
Underage almost.
Mary
Almost.
Shelley.
Yeah.
I know that name.
She's
Yeah,
like
that's
Frankenstein.
That's what people know her for.
Really? But yeah, so I know her from Xavier Riddle and the Secret Museum on PBS Kids. I hope they're
Oh.
a sponsor someday.
There
with
you go.
all the F bombs we drop on this motherfucking channel. So
Maybe we
yes,
should
a
drop
little,
few of
very
those.
nice. Hey, ask them. All right, so viewer that's joining us, what do you want to see them draw? They have a couple things in the queue. They are not happy to draw it, but they will because they know that we want viewership more than 3. So that way Jack Razor can quit being a dick and start finally saying 4 viewers. Okay. So but no, so you're raising your prices because of peer pressure. Now let me ask you, I mean, like honestly, it is what it is. And you know, it's funny because like people on this end will tell you that you're hurting them because you're not keeping up, and you know, people will come to you and people on my end, right, the business entrepreneurship will say you're being the Walmart and saying, hey, I can fucking get this thing printed for whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to mass produce this. You don't give a shit. You only care about your pocketbook. So
And don't get me wrong, 10 is still cheap.
I get it. It is. But is it? I mean,
I do mine for 18 and people tell me mine are too cheap.
yes.
10 is cheap as
All right,
shit.
so if 18 is cheap, how many do those people own?
Well,
That's the thing.
yeah. I mean,
I'm not trying to be I'm
no,
really not trying to be a
hang on.
dick.
well, that's
like-
why I tell people, like, I did one time raise my prices and my sales went.
Yeah.
So
No, and Grant, I mean, nothing does my heart better than going to a show
And the person saying
and,
have all
and someone goes, "Hey, we still have your art on our walls."
Yeah.
I've got those. I bought those last time.
well, and that's
You know what?
great, but like
Because that was $5. That was cool.
and that's it. Like to me is there's a difference between somebody saying, "Oh, you're worth $1 million," and you actually selling a fucking $1 million, right? Like,
Right.
oh,
Exactly.
because trust me, I love like as much as I want to tell you, like I think what you're doing is great. You know this. I love your fucking stuff. I can't afford to pay you what I want to pay you,
Mhm.
but I love what you're doing. And if you don't do it, that's fine. If you like, honestly, the Hulk Hogan, it's fucking, I've never met you in this. Like I've never seen your art. I've never, and I love it. Right? Like it's fun. It's
Oh, thank you.
exciting.
Thank you.
right?
Again,
Like
it's stuff we can't do.
it
You love what you can do.
exactly.
I wish I could
100%.
play music.
right. You would,
Me too.
you know, like, and
I wish I could draw. I wish I could play music.
oh yeah,
I'm just good at money shit.
you know, I
I don't have any money,
Yeah.
but I'm good at it.
I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
say I can teach you. I
$5
can teach you some money. Are you done with that drawing?
He's working on
Oh
it.
no, the other one.
He's already on
Dragon?
yes.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever. All right, cool. I sent the little partial done dragon because I wanted to give it to our viewers. Did this person? Nope, they didn't answer.
I say, hey, do you want to do this one as a photograph? That help.
I absolutely do.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
And Grant, just for everyone to know, a drink and draw for artists is really just again bullshitting
Bullshitting and
And-
occasionally a little
and just
sketch.
a little warm up, a little practicing.
Yeah.
Now there used to be a thing in Grant. It's called the Dr. Sketchy's Anti-Art School, which had a live model drawing, and it would start with a 1 minute sketch, then a 5, and then a 10, and then a 20-minute sketch. Those were fun. But there was
Can you
much
walk me
drinking in-
through? I guess what that kind of looks like. A 5, a 10, and a 20-minute sketch. Like, so you had to stop at the 5-minute mark, and you get to complete the. You get to add 10 minutes to that same drawing, or do you have a
No,
new one?
Start from scratch.
Okay, of a whole new design.
Yep.
See, like,
The model goes to a different pose, start from
oh,
something different.
model as in person or
And live, yeah, live model.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
it was very anti-art school. It was very tongue in cheek, very, you know.
Yeah. Copy my photos. Sorry. I say I, you know, apparently I have to nonchalantly tell everybody that. So, and then, so 5, 10, and 20. And what does that do? Like, do you guys do warm up? So it's funny because I know nothing about it. So
That's what the 1 minute is. It's a
And
very warm up sketch.
Jack
Just
Razor-
gets those juices flowing.
Jack Razor says he has hand issues.
Yeah.
Does the 5, 10, 20-minute work for you in any way? Feel free not to answer if you're drawing the awesomeness.
I'm drawing you.
Say it looks like fucking Chippendale Rescue Rangers. And
You've drawn him
I'm
before.
super fucking excited about this because this is
Uh-huh.
great.
Now what? So what is it?
Do you do warm ups?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's what I'm doing now, kind of like
It's-
it's,
yeah.
this
That's-
is
that's
to
what he
me.
said.
This isn't art. This is just like
This is just sketching.
I had
Doodling
no, I
sketch is a
had
different
I
thing.
had no idea he really wasn't listening.
I actually was. I just
No, that's
it's-
what he just said. He's like, yeah. So drink and draws are warm ups to start drawing and things like that.
And
Um,
it's kind of nice. I mean, Jack, you talked about having, you know, folders full of unfinished pieces or sketches.
Mhm.
And every once in a while you go flipping through them and you go back to it and you go, oh, I can finish that. Oh,
Mhm.
I've got an idea how that should go.
Mhm.
And it becomes a new thing.
Yep, I've had
And-
that happen plenty of times.
Yeah. And that's why people like us don't get rid of it.
all I know is the thing he's drawing has the greatest mustache in the world. Oh, and a fucking gorgeous beard. God damn. I love these lines. But yeah, I say let's sorry, I'm making sure
No, that's fine.
everybody's look. Yep. So all right, just to let you know your Hulk has an amazing love on it.
Okay.
So say, guys, this is
Dead things and skulls. That's
way
my
more
bread and butter.
fun. Way more fun than I imagined for things because I don't have to do
So-
the work, and you guys love doing it.
Hang on.
I'm doing this.
I have a viewer request.
Oh,
Oh, well, if I have to take it all off.
oh,
So they would like
Finally.
they would like Bo-Katan,
no. What's the first word?
Boosh,
Oh, what's that?
Iron Man, Kylo, and a Tusken Raider all drawn together.
So you know this person that's listening.
I do.
That's
Oh.
going to take some reference.
an
to-
ad.
Yeah, that's
Word.
gonna-
Okay.
yeah.
I'm just saying that's what they would like.
Yeah, granted, this could incept something for sure.
Why though? Why that's such a strange combination.
My wife said hydrocortisone cream.
You should
So,
it's not
I know. Hang on.
He said question mark. She goes, I would remember to leave because we're leaving for vacation tomorrow.
I know this person, Nate. Or
No, God damn it.
Jack. God damn it. That's 3 fucking times. Jack, I know this person.
Never adopt a pen name.
And true. And they're working on a Boosh. They love Bo-Katan. Their kid loves Iron Man and Kylo. And then their friend is a Tusken.
I'm picturing something you'd see like at a bootleg Chinese market. Just all these characters put together on a backpack.
I'm
I
thinking
mean-
Mexican flea market.
Yeah.
Hang on. Like 30 minutes ago, we're like, draw cheers. So this could be like the most Isley Cantina, and you could have these 5 fucking drinking together. I'm just saying.
Now, see, this would be fun to have you as Godzilla crushing the Grand Rapids skyline.
I agree.
Oh, now we're fucking talking.
Yeah.
Look at this.
I'm down.
Oh, just
Yeah,
apparently.
which one of you wants to be Godzilla? Who wants to be Mothra?
Have you seen,
Ooh,
have you seen that
I
mustache?
do love a Mothra.
Yes,
Mothra's good.
You do realize that I'm always going to be Godzilla?
Just so you know, Nick has no fucking idea who Mothra is.
Not a fucking clue.
That's my wife's favorite kaiju.
I know who.
I will tell you right now,
I'm actually working on a Mothra piece for Tardies.
I enjoy all of the Universal monsters, but the best monsters are the Godzilla monsters.
Yeah.
So you have Godzilla and you have
Yeah.
Mothra, and they're just so fucking fun.
The.
King Kong.
All right.
Yeah, Godzilla's going next.
No shit. You want me to do it for you?
Yeah,
yes.
I
Totally.
can totally get an ink pen out and start.
Nick,
just
just
get that-
get your little pen out and start drawing Godzilla.
I got this. You guys don't want to see my Godzilla. I'll put you guys to shame.
This is one of my favorite pieces of pride.
Yeah.
It's been retired this year. So
So you retire artwork. That's a question.
Dave knows.
Yeah.
Grand Rapids Comic Con, about like 6-7 years ago,
Okay.
I did the back cover, which is Godzilla
You did.
in the Grand River
Yeah.
with a Shogun warrior, the Red Ronin coming down.
That's cool.
And then it was made into a shirt.
What?
It is
I want you to finish
it
that.
is
I'll
the
get back
only
to
shirt
it.
Grand Rapids Comic Con ever reprinted the weekend of a show because it sold out, and has reprinted 8 times since then.
Wow.
And it is finally retiring.
Really?
yeah.
Godzilla, baby.
Salute you, my friend.
Have you ever had something like that? I had recently where I got a. Have you ever had this happen where I didn't realize something was reprinting so much, and I got like a check for like a bunch of money, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this from?" And they're like, "Oh, this is from the reprint of your blah 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 design." I'm like,
I've never,
no,
I-
Jack,
I-
sold like
I've never
shit.
had that.
Yeah,
It's no Jack Razor. I've never had that. Okay.
I will say right now that on this episode, we have 2 people that have created great artwork at Grand Rapids Comic Con, because we have badge creator Roger here, and then we have patch creator
Oh, you did the
Jack
patch.
Razor
That's-
here.
I did.
What's the difference between a badge and a patch?
I did 3 of them.
You have.
Is it 3 or have I done 4 of them? I think I've done 3 of them.
I think you've done 3 because
I
I
did.
have.
I did the Baby Yoda one. That
Yep.
one was, of course, by request.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Because it was
Fucking
the year
unlucky
of the
man.
Mandalorian season
Fuck
1.
you.
And then I did the Ewok pinup girl, which I hated, but everybody said it was amazing. And then I did the Vader one, which I hated, and everybody said it was amazing.
I mean,
I'd say
that's
for Grand,
kind of the thing.
for Grand Rapids Comic Con, I did the Godzilla.
Mhm.
I did all of the badges, the lanyard badges.
Oh,
one
yeah,
year.
badge. Okay.
2 years ago, the Batman graphic that was used for the show and the billboards and the shirts. I did the Batman.
I need to ask how much you're getting paid for this.
I get treated very well.
They do they?
I get a
Yep.
I get a residual off from the work,
Oh, sweet.
Oh.
Okay.
and I'm a guest at Grand Rapids Comic Con, so I get a booth and I get treated well, and I get a
Oh.
stipend. And
Don't you get to also do some panels? You are a moderator.
moderator is
Oh.
a separate thing altogether.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Jack Razor's over here. Huh. Yes,
And
Jack
so
Razor's
I've
like,
not been doing cons. for
how do I
long.
get in that?
Well, I was gonna say I did this patch and I didn't get anything for it, but it was,
did you do it for the con?
He
uh,
did
I
it.
get that it says Grand.
No, he did it for the 501st, and they
No,
raised.
it says Grand
No,
Rapids Comic Con.
it's for
he
charity.
did it for the 501st, and it raised money for Make a Wish.
If it's for charity,
Which
that's-
is
All right. Hey, so
invaluable.
Pretty fucking
okay,
awesome.
do you do Make-A-Wish stuff?
well, I mean, I'm in the 501st, so yeah, of course.
Okay, so
And
my company next year
Yeah.
will be sponsoring. So it's funny. I have a friend of mine. We talked about it. Ryan from ACP. You know him.
Yeah, I love Ryan.
Ryan's gonna be sponsoring a table, and so now he's called out Nick
A
Watkins
table where?
at the ball for the Children's Miracle Network.
Okay, yeah.
Right. And so now Nick Watkins LLC has to step up their game and do the donation thing and stuff like that. So we'll the Make not Children's Miracle Network, excuse me, the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So
We do supply a lot of money to Make a Wish.
yep, we're going to so now I have to step up, and I'm going to rely on you for something someday.
sure.
You don't know what it's going to be,
Can
but now that I know that you're willing to be called on for something more than just us,
can we talk
And
a
I-
minute?
I mean, I
Hang
did a
on.
lot
I need
of.
to talk about this drawing that he's, and I'm going to when he's done because I absolutely love
Hang
it.
on.
I did start doing David as
No,
I did-
You did me as what?
I started drawing you as Mothra.
I'm so excited about me being Mothra. Nick is Godzilla.
You're
Not
more, you're
Mothra.
more of a Baragon, but
That's okay.
So
Paragon's a little more badass.
Let's talk 501st for a minute.
Yeah.
oh,
So fuck you, Dick.
well, you got a guy here that can't contribute to the conversation, so it's,
No, he totally knows what we do.
You know what the 501st is?
Yeah.
okay.
He knows.
Okay.
I'm looking out.
I was
glad- I'm glad
you do. When Star Wars came
Hang
out,
on.
that shit's my life.
I'm looking out.
Hang on.
I'm looking out for you.
How many of you people have been at Tardy's on a either free comic book day or Halloween comic fest?
Oh.
How many of you?
Yeah.
That's two of us.
You've never been there either?
Is this supposed to have a bunch of shit in the bottom of it?
Look,
Probably.
Tina, they're free sponsored beers.
Who's Tina?
Give me another beer.
Oh, you bet.
What do you want? We have some Imperial Stout right there.
Half some beers.
Well, you got, yeah.
Jack, that's because they're so fucking huge.
You got to test them first. We don't want you poisoned.
No, this is my shit.
It's good, right?
Of everything you've
The
done.
oil barrel is good.
That's weird.
There's oil in the beer.
Mhm.
Jesus Christ. All right. You say drink and draw is having a great
So,
fucking
all right,
time.
so what do you got?
I'm pretty into the full-on rapist. This is really good.
It's a Russian Imperial Stout.
Okay.
So here's my problem with life. As most
Chewing
people
this beer.
have no idea how dumb I actually am.
So stupid.
Right, I really am. But
So
I
stupid.
cannot spell therapist, but I totally can spell the rapist.
Like weird.
It's
So weird.
I no, like it's true. Like I have to sit here and tell myself, oh, because like it's weird because you guys don't know me, but like as a man to say, hey, I now see a therapist. It's so weird. So like when I type into my phone that I have like therapist meeting, I literally have to say the rapist, right? Which is, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, therapist. Oh, nice. Dude, we are on a 60-inch fucking TV in somebody's house. And then like,
Well, as a grown man, I was taught as a child, breakfast is break fast.
Break
and
fast,
to this day, that's how I think it through.
yes. So I can't say, so I say that word. It's funny because everybody makes fun of me because I say it's breakfast.
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 It's just BREFFAST breakfast.
Why not?
Breakfast.
And so like,
Let me preface that with a breakfast.
right. Y'all want some breakfast? And but that's just, I can't. And so then finally people are like, it's I can't even say it. It's
They're like, it's breakfast.
breakfast. And I'm like, sorry, it's break fast. It's saying, but like, you guys want some break fast? But no, it's, y'all want some breakfast? Like, I'm hungry. All I know is I want some bacon, some eggs, some fucking sausage.
Well, you said bacon, so you pancake bacon.
Pancake
Yes.
bacon. Have you ever had those?
Yeah.
Oh my
So
god.
good.
Oh my, no, it's really good, but you would not think it. Chocolate covered bacon on a stick.
Yes, it's amazing.
Oh,
Oh, did you go to
we've devolved. Wait,
Did you go to festival?
Yeah.
I did. I missed it this year. We had so many things going on,
Yeah.
and it's one of my biggest regrets so far this year. Granted, I'm gonna have way more. There's still seven more months, but here we go. No, so I want to. Gosh, I love this. It's funny because this episode kind of scared me because I know nothing about your guys' skills and talents. I've seen them.
Yeah, ask us more about art. It's
I
fun.
just know nothing.
This whole candy from strangers thing is fine.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Ask us any question you want.
Say-
I regret that. Hopefully this goes out to anyone involved with festival. How the fuck is there not elephant ears at festival anymore?
Is that really not?
No.
It's worse.
So food trucks. Okay, so what do you? So I was going to show you actually. That was one thing I wanted to show you. So a friend of mine does art, and my daughter enjoys it because to me he's more of a fun artist, right? He is John Jury's Monsters because you had mentioned.
I know
Monsters.
who that is. Yeah.
Yeah, and John's a really good friend of mine. I've
You
known
have
his-
friends?
No, all right. John's a really good friend of my wife's.
Okay.
I've known them forever, and every day for the past 6 years, this man has drawn a different monster.
Yeah.
Every day, right? Like, the strawberry shortcake sloth, apparently, the donut, whatever, the ketchup whale, and so
I like it.
yeah, to me, it's fun, it's exciting. How do you guys, okay, because his brain just freaking blows my, because I do follow him and nothing is like, okay, so he'll have two whales that will be, one will be an ice cream sundae and one will be a ketchup bottle. How do you keep your brain to constantly think of new shit? I mean, dude, you just drew me as a fucking Godzilla, and my brain would never once put my head as the body,
no, I
right?
just-
Like, how do you guys do this?
It's
I don't think there's an answer.
yeah, it's
Okay, cool.
well, a lot of people go, oh, I wish I could draw, or you're such your skill with a pencil or a brush or whatever, and that's like half of it. Like there's part of having an imagination and kind of, honestly, if I was gonna answer frankly, I just never grew up. So I still kind of draw all that stupid shit that my brain came up with when I was 5. So that's
I love that answer right now. I never grew up.
Okay, so
what if a tree looked like a skeleton? Done.
yeah. It's
What if
I
Yeah.
love that because a person like me, so it was before my daughter even, so she's almost 9. And we're getting into something, and I realized it's the saddest moment of my life from me personally is I really lost my imagination. I really did. And I hated it because like I'm in real estate, right? So like I'm in a field with tenants constantly telling you how big of a piece of shit you are. And real estate is so different. Like you don't have a right to think and do, and like it is literally quote unquote by the book or doing whatever, right? And so my daughter's like, hey, I want to play this and I want to do this. And I always thought I'd be the dad to be able to, if we play Tea Party, I don't sit there and think I'm a king unless I put on a king robe and do all that. Like my brain can't imagine anymore. And so but it's funny because looking back, like I used to have a huge imagination as a child, right? Like it ran free. Like I remember being outside building, an igloo that ran into another igloo. Granted, it was always real estate. Like, I'm gonna rent that one out, motherfucker. No, insane. But so like that's awesome that you're still saying, hey, like all the ideas I had as a kid, I'm now drawing and still keeping up.
I just think it's some, just like how most engineers will tell you, I grew up playing with Legos. It's just kind of like I just never kind of let go of that. Go watch Mad Max Fury Road, and they're being chased by a giant truck that has a dude with a guitar that has a flamethrower on it.
Yeah.
And that was directed by a dude who's in his 70s. That's because that's an idea
who also directed Babe?
Babe
in the
and
City?
Happy
Big in the city, Jesus
That's
Christ.
an idea from a 12-year-old done by a 70-something-year-old guy because he just never kind of let
Yeah.
that go. You know what I mean? Like,
I surround myself with the things I love. I'm surrounded by monster toys and books about horror movies.
Yep.
And a lot of that times when I'm just sitting on the couch sketching just to let it all go, I've got DVDs, like DVD after DVD of trailers of grindhouse horror films, and I just throw them in. They're just
You-
background noise.
you-
But all of a sudden something will click and it's like, oh, that's the
you
thing.
are me in a few years. That's scary.
Yeah. it's weird.
So I got a text message.
I do the same
Wait,
shit as
is
you, dude.
that like Southern Mexican
It is.
message? Tex-Mex?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not Mexican. Just saying that. Either Star Wars or Tim Burton.
But see, I'm going to speak for both of us.
Okay.
What if Tim Burton did Star Wars?
Ooh, that'd be fun. That'd be fun.
Draw that.
I actually could draw that. That would be fun.
I'm
That would be something I'd be interested in drawing.
waiting right now. Draw that.
See, we don't work under pressure like that. No.
No,
That's something I would like stew over. for-
hang on.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
We're raffling this off.
I'd be like,
You can still raffle. It doesn't have to be.
I'd be like, I need to listen to this entire soundtrack album and these 3 movies before I even think about doing that.
I need to watch Star Wars and listen to a Danny Elfman soundtrack.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I need to.
No, I love that idea. I think
If
that's
you-
fun.
If you draw that shit,
Well, don't. Okay, here's the
no,
thing.
you have 15 days.
Here's
What are
my-
you talking
here's
about?
my-
Okay, 15 days. I'm good with that.
No, I have a personal request.
What?
My personal request: don't give us the same thing to draw, because then it turns into a competition.
No, there's no competition. I
Well, actually,
want
no, this is kinda-
Roger to draw whatever he thinks Star Wars and Tim Burton means, and I want you to
Yeah.
draw whatever
If-
you
if
think
it's the same thing.
Star Wars and
it's a-
Tim Burton means.
but-
Oh shit!
Tim Burton Star Wars sounds fucking awesome.
I think that's awesome.
So
I think you both need to draw that.
Beetle
and
fat,
we'll-
beetle fat.
now
That's fucking awesome.
there is. I actually started. I was going to do this. I actually started drawing what I imagined, because obviously Beetlejuice has the sandworms. Which
Yeah.
is, anytime you see a sandworm, it's obviously influenced by Dune.
Do you-
I'm a huge fan of Dune, and I started drawing.
No.
What if Tim Burton did Dune, and that was pretty cool.
So you guys like Tim Burton?
so
Oh
who,
God, yes.
who
That's
needs
so funny to me because I
who
hate
needs a drink?
I like Tim Burton as the college student.
Jack Razor, do you need a drink?
you know, he has
Just
a
give me-
half.
Okay.
He's
I'm
gonna
still
Roger,
good.
you
I'm
got-
still
all right.
I was going to show you this, by the way. I don't want to. But
I don't want to one up you, motherfucker.
no. When he was talking earlier about how your hardest work gets the least amount of exposure,
True story.
etc.
Always.
So this was a commission. It took me probably 30 minutes to draw, and they sell this at Universal. It's very popular, and that has almost 70,000 likes.
Beautiful piece.
This took me hours, and it's 1,000 likes. So yeah, what he says about, it doesn't matter how much time, but you know what? I'm not upset about it. I'm not making it for likes. I'm making it as an expression,
Well, and that's the other thing as an artist.
Well, the one sold at
You're-
Universal, you're selling for money, bud.
Well, yeah.
But the thing is, that's part of your soul you're letting out. You're releasing that from inside.
Yeah.
And you know, if
exactly
it makes
right.
you happy, that's fine. If it makes other people happy, that's cool.
So why?
Here's the question though.
Yeah.
When we're talking about what you want to do, does it matter if everybody else is happy, or does it matter if it makes you happy?
Well,
Yes.
yeah.
You
I
said
mean,
yes, but that was a 2-part question.
but no, he's right. I mean, there's with any profession, really, there's a balance. You want to be happy with yourself, but you also want to perform, and you want to perform if you have an audience, you want to perform for an audience. People say, well, why did this band change the way they sound? This sucks. This doesn't sound.
Artistic growth.
Yeah, and it's like, well, that's what the artist wanted to create, and it's like it's up to them whether or not they want to create something their audience wants to listen to, and if they still are there to listen to it, great. If not, well, the whole reason they became an artist was to express themselves. So,
Yeah.
I do admit, and I hate to admit this, I actually loathe to admit this, but yes, social media does have a minor influence on my output. I do make sure I try and do some things that I know people want to see, because do have an audience that probably expects a certain thing, so I'll pepper in, here's your one for me, two for you.
So
Kind of thing.
I bought 2 Jack Razor prints. One
You
was
did?
I did.
Were you aware?
I don't remember.
You weren't there.
You brought it to me at
Byron Comic.
Byron Comic Con 2
Okay.
years ago.
Okay. Yep.
It was Kylo and Ray.
You are literally, I shouldn't say this. You are literally the only person who's ever purchased that print.
I love that print.
I-
And
No
also
one's ever bought it except you.
Harley and Joker.
That one has, yeah, that one.
Joker's spanking
That
Harley.
one's pretty. Yeah, that one's pretty
Do
popular.
you want another fun one to draw just for me?
Just throw the idea out.
I just want a bunch of dice. Like, do you know like what D20s and D4?
Yeah.
I just want a bunch of random dice. You can put it in a gumball machine. You can put anything you want, just a bunch of dice, just for fun.
See, now hang on a second. Now you just said you don't have any imagination, or you imagining those dice,
Dice
inside
in
of
a
a gumball
gumball
machine.
machine.
That right there's an idea.
No, it was something I seen.
Oh.
So, it's a
Brother, we're trying to help you.
yeah. Right,
We have so many Hulk Hogan's right now.
I fucking love.
But-
So, this
so-
is my
so-
Friday night.
To go back on that idea though, it's like
It's
yeah,
Tuesday
you need
night.
to release that energy, that demon, that whatever it is inside you out,
Mhm.
and that makes you happy. But God, it makes me happy when like, oh, it's not my favorite piece, but everyone else loves it. That energy feeds back. And that's cool.
That's how, like that one I just showed you with the skeleton and the lady. I don't think a lot about that. I don't really consider that very great. That was literally a t-shirt company saying, hey, can you make us something for Valentine's Day? We don't care what it is, just put it on this color shirt. And I made that and it took me 30 minutes. People all the time, every day I get DMs. Hey, I just saw this. I saw it at Universal. Hey, here's a picture of this on the rack over at the whatever shop.
and
And that's awesome.
and that feeds the soul
Yeah,
so much.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I should have asked for more money for it. And
Okay.
Oh,
Here's the tip. Always ask for percentage.
that's
see, and that's
Always ask.
well,
You know,
some of
I
my
will take like not a lot for the piece. But give me points on the end.
some of my
all day long.
some of my clients, yeah. Well, usually with the t-shirt companies, I have some that will do a percentage and they'll sell it for X amount of days or months. And then some just go, we'll pay you this many $100 and we own it. And
yeah.
even though I've been an artist literally my whole life, I still am kind of in the point where I'm like,
Just
Yeah.
give me the
give me
guarantee.
money.
Okay,
Well, it's
my
so,
turn to ask a question.
please.
As I'm not the host, but I'm going to ask a question.
you are now.
Okay.
So you want a Bucks and Brews hat? We got one laying around.
I'm just going to go sit in Dave's spot. You said artist all your life.
Yeah,
Always has been, hasn't it?
of course. Yeah,
You're-
people,
you don't become one. You don't.
yeah, well, yeah.
Well, it's so
age
weird that
into
you
it.
say
It-
that.
You just are.
So growing up, my God, there's so much. My mother's boyfriend, his son, always sketched, always did stuff, and like I loved his art, so I wanted to try. And like even as a young kid, I was always drawing. I just never got better. I fucking suck at art, right? Like you guys have seen. Sure, if I take a little bit of time, I can do things. And sure, somebody taught me the whole hot chick V.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool.
You're gonna explain that one to me.
All right, here we go. So, how to draw a hot chick, right? So, here we go. So we go to drawing
I
pad.
just happen to have heard that.
Okay.
So now we
I don't
have
think there's a textbook with that phrase.
we have her legs, right? So, granted, if I could draw it better, but anyway, so you have the V. So now you have
Why?
her hips, and blah blah, and big boobs and blah blah. That's just really quick. But so now you have the hot chick V.
You know what's
So,
funny?
and if I took my time on a piece of paper, because I can't draw, it's funny because you could draw on this. What I'm drawing on this is absolute complete worse than what I can do.
I can't do that either. But no, I actually have a commission where they kept asking every time they wanted pin-up series of pinups because it's kind of my thing now.
Yep.
And everything I sent them curvier, sexier.
Oh,
you're-
now we're talking.
You're paying me a lot of money. That's fine. Yeah. So like, and I actually did kind of get to that point where I'm just like, you know what, fuck it. And I just kind of started doing tiny waist, big, like that. And they're like,
Perfect. See, you're the V.
Okay.
There's the V. The V is a thing. So
Victory, baby.
exactly, V for victory, because that's all we care about. But like and so I learned it young, and it was like, oh, cool. Like you can draw the bottom portion of a female body. If you asked me to draw a male body, couldn't do it. Not a chance. Like I
Well,
can't.
there's a dangling participle.
Yeah, but with the V, it's covered.
Yeah, I don't, I
Well-
honestly, I
got a message.
Uh-oh.
I don't draw males very often anymore, honestly.
It said you should stick to bowling, not drawing.
Yeah, we know this. Thanks, asshole.
Here's another question. Especially, not so much, but for fellow artists.
Not so much for the
Not
people
so much,
here.
but for fellow artists, have you ever discovered later in your life that that's the inspiration for what you've been doing for as long as you can remember?
That what is the inspiration?
You've just been drawing a certain thing or a certain way forever, and then realize, oh, when I was 6, that's what that was.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I have to.
Oh, see.
A lot of it is like I have to thank my mother's very lax her very liberal style of parenting, where it's like, I don't care what you watch or listen to, go ahead. So I'm watching all these horrible Giallo films as a 12-year-old and all this shit, and I'm like,
Gotta love the Italian.
yeah, then I'm just like, I'm getting inspired by all this crazy shit. Yeah.
Say fuck.
And
I-
so yeah,
It's funny because you just drew this, and to me it looks robotic. And you're right. I don't like that. I like what you drew earlier for that company that fucked you over, right?
This is
Barbarella.
Everybody
this
knows
is
Daddy
literally-
likes
This is
thick
the
and sexy.
armature of
this is literally what it started as, though.
Really.
yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
add hips and thighs
And you
and
draw armature
Hey,
and a skeleton,
baby.
you build from that.
This
yeah.
is the one thing I learned. Remember earlier I mentioned that talented artist bullshit and Flynn or whatever. This is the one thing, because when I was a kid, I used to just go, oh, okay, here's a face and blah blah blah. And the teacher he'd slap his thing down. He said, nope, start over. That's not right. He always made us, he said, always give your characters a skeleton. Called them skeletons. So this is the girl's skeleton.
no
So,
shit.
this
That's just
Okay.
fucked up.
So you draw them like that, and then
So,
add
yeah,
and then
it's-
add.
and she's got this curve to her. She's got this, see this shape?
Nope.
He does not see that shape.
It's got a shape.
I do, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But like that waist is like, I mean, okay, those
That's Dan DiCarlo. That's he
the waist
yeah.
is a millimeter,
Yep.
and the I mean, okay, the waist
hang
is
on,
smaller
hang on.
than my right breast, okay,
Time out.
or that person's right breast.
So Jack says that's Dan DiCarlo.
No idea who the fuck it is. I just
But-
keep letting him go.
Let's talk about the
He's-
inspiration
he's one of my-
for that. No, the inspiration for that thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. Go away, people.
We're talking here.
So and then like so yeah, now you're drawing
What's the inspiration for the girl for Dan DiCarlo?
What do you mean?
Frida Kahlo.
What girl?
What do you mean? What girl?
What do you mean? What do you mean? So you have a guy that you're copying,
An artist, yeah.
right? But
Who has a look.
what was his
Now, to be fair-
inspiration?
To be clear, this isn't my. I have a lot of styles. I
Love
do.
Dan DiCarlo stuff. He
Yeah, he did Archie. He did.
Yeah.
He did a lot of like. He was part of that like.
see
And
yeah.
I'm a huge fan of this like 50s like underground like
Okay, but
trade show like.
if he picked a girl, what girl did he base the girls off of?
Oh, clearly at that time, the era of this, that was Jane Mansfield. That was Monroe. That
Monroe. I would
was-
say Monroe for sure.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny.
Pussy galore.
I have this character I draw, and
Just
somebody
asking.
Yeah.
I have this witch character that I draw, and all my posts, every time I draw this witch character, it's a guaranteed hit on social media. And I draw this witch character, and somebody commented, I wish I could find it. They said they remind her of Cardi B or something like that. And I'm like,
Okay.
because all my followers, you can see your metrics, and it's always like females 18 to
18 to
22. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, she's kind of based on Jane
That's a brunette game's
I'd say
name.
it looks like Bewitched to me, but
But again, if we're
That's funny.
talking about Jane Mansfield, you said Bewitched.
yeah, it's
So Elizabeth Montgomery.
Elizabeth
I was
Montgomery.
going.
Oh, God, Montgomery's hot.
The other one that was around that time was I Dream of Jeannie.
Oh yeah,
That was Barbara Eden.
Barbara Eden.
Yeah.
or
So
the
good.
Monsters.
So
Oh,
you are
Carlo.
too fucking old for this.
No.
And so is he. So
If
I'm
it was
too
like
old for what?
this.
Skinamax.
So no.
Every Friday night.
If we're talking about like TV shows and
Yeah.
shit, Roger and I a little
You
bit
mean-
older than both.
You mean
of
too young?
What do you mean a little bit
A
older?
little bit older than both
Let's
Yeah.
cut the bull.
And
Someone's
And
drinking. You guys are a little younger than we are.
of you. There were like 4 channels on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you would watch I Dream of Jeannie
3, 8, 13.
and Leave It to Beaver, but you would also watch Bewitched
Yes.
and Jeannie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then came the nanny.
No,
Yes.
No.
the nanny was in the 90s.
Yes.
Jack.
Ah,
I just want to be clear. 99.8%.
holy shit, that's the head.
99.8% of the media I consume was created before the 90s.
I think he's right over here.
Hold on.
So
Okay, I just for the viewers,
yes,
when you look down and go, "Holy shit, that's the head," he's looking at a sketch,
yes.
Yeah.
not a penis.
He wishes.
So
Roger, we are going to be friends. And I'm in.
Did we just become best friends?
you want to do karate in the basement in the garage?
Activities over here.
So over here, Jack Razor. So
Like when I'm drawing a
time out.
pinup girl, I'm not drawing Cardi B or whatever.
No,
because Cardi
you're
B's
drawing.
I'm drawing Veronica Lake and shit.
Which was the inspiration for Bewitched. Married
So
a witch.
we look
Really?
at
Yeah.
we look
Oh,
at all of
I
this shit.
love that fucking movie. I have
See?
that on
There
Blu-ray.
you go.
That movie.
I Married a Witch.
I
yeah.
married a witch from the
Yeah.
50s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Veronica Lake is a terrible actress, but she's extremely cute and I love her so
Yes,
She
I
gets a
agree.
pass.
So
much.
my favorite hall pass. Hang on. My favorite Halloween movie of all fucking time.
Here we go.
Mhm.
It is Here We Go, because I told him to watch it for like 8 fucking years in a row. Transylvania 65000.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Gina Davis.
Yep. She's hot in that movie.
So good, right?
Well, then I'm gonna throw at you what was the one where Jeff Goldblum and
Earth Girls Are Easy.
Earth Girls Are
Yes.
Easy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So good.
Which I'm gonna go Julie Brown.
Yes.
Have you watched Earth Girls Are Easy recently?
Yeah.
The set design of that film
Is
is incredible.
I need to know
That somebody here like 4 fucking years to watch Transylvania
It did take me a
65000.
while to watch that. For some reason, I admit, even though I'm like a huge 80s movie buff and a horror movie buff, it kind of
Roger,
but if we're
Roger,
I'm
right,
just gonna,
right,
I'm just
right
gonna throw,
forearm.
I'm gonna throw my opinion out there right
Okay, go.
let's do.
now. Greatest Halloween movie of all time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Halloween.
Trick or Treat.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, come
A
on.
couple years ago, Sam Hain, the little Sam character. Great
Um,
anthology film, all takes place in one night.
he also directed Krampus, also great.
Yeah.
My 2 favorites are Transylvania
Because, like,
65000
hate fucking
and what's the one with Wolfman Has Nards?
Monster
Monster Squad.
Yeah.
So fucking good.
Yeah.
Love Monster Squad.
What was your question?
Is that Alice Cooper on your right
Absolutely.
forearm? I'm
Okay,
very proud.
That's a
of you.
whole show altogether.
I fucking love Alice.
That's a show.
Let's talk.
I've seen Alice 93 times.
Shut the fuck up.
I own RIAA certified golden platinum records.
What? Are you sorry.
I
Shit.
How excited are you right now?
This guy is me in like 80
Yeah,
years.
I agree.
you want
80
me to
years.
blow your mind? I own the cocktail napkins and pillowcases from the airplane the band had during the $1 Billion Babies tour.
So
Oh no shit.
hang on.
All right, so like I've been
Hang on.
I've nerded out about things in my life, but like Roger, like you really are Jack Razor's.
Future
Are you sure
Grandpa.
you're not like
We pretty much like all the same
Offspring?
shit. Let me say that after
Offspring.
only knowing you for
Here,
I know it's weird.
here's the deal. So
I go out to dinner with the
I'm-
band after every show. Know what I love about this?
Nope.
your mother.
David,
Yes.
give me a 10-year period. You know, what era of age are you? 40s, 50s?
So
30s?
I'm 46, so I'm
Okay.
Gen X.
So 40s,
Yep.
35.
30s?
He's 30.
Jack Razor's like
He's
22.
36.
I was born in 87, man.
Yeah.
Jack Razor's 22.
So here I'm in the 50s.
Yep.
And you know what? We are all the same. We are right on the same level. And
I would
think that's
agree.
fucking cool. And you know why? Because we're in the information age and we're all the same.
Yeah.
So that's my closing statement right there.
All right.
That's it.
True story.
He didn't draw anymore. He didn't draw anymore.
My battery died.
Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. I appreciate you guys listening to us all the way to the end.
You've dialed in.
To Bucks and Brews, you might hear something
You can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use.
smarts of these
Because
stuff.
they know the
And
brews.
they know the Bucks, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, because shit's not funny.
And save yourself some
Beer money. Bucks.
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks
brews.
and brews.
brews.
Bucks and brews.